after the siren, but they need to wait because the young fellow is still on the ground.
And he's 10 metres out directly in front.
Pretty much, yep. So he will pop this through, I assume, and the player is up and getting helped off the ground now, so that is good to see.
Work out who that young fella is. I think it's Liam Lischke. It's Liam Lischke.
So he seems to be okay, which is a great relief.
Yeah.
But North Albury will have a kick well after the siren.
Yeah.
Top of the goal square.
10 metres out directly in front. So we might just stay with the twos play here as this young fella comes in to win the game for North Albury after the siren. 15 metres out directly in front. He kicks it. He snuck it in just. He has snuck it in just, and North Albury win. There you go. North Albury win after the siren. Beat Wodonga. I reckon that might have been Zach Benetti, who has a soccer background.
Wowee.
And that kick was pretty ordinary, and it just snuck in.
That was a kick by someone that has a soccer background, just quietly, Panda. So he got it in. It's a game of inches, and North Albury are home.
It is. Let's take a break, shall we? When we come back, North Albury are out on the ground. They're in their special Premiership reunion jumpers. We'll explain why on the other side of this. Pre-game for Baker Motors, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
A.T. Jones, your local Davey specialists for all your...
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
half price until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Certainly is. O&M Live. It's pre-game. Done and dusted. First quarter action for A-grade oils and batteries here on O&M Live. North Albury up against the Wodonga Bulldogs. The sun is shining. It's a pretty bloody good crowd in here at Button Park as well, because there is so much on the line between these two sides. North Albury win and they feature in September. They could finish with a double chance depending on what happens with the Wangaratta Magpies Wodonga Raiders game. Wodonga win, they play September, and then North Albury have to sweat on the result of Albury versus Myrtleford. That is as simple as I've put it. Blake Pander-Escott with you, calling today for McRae Motors Solo alongside Dan Vaccaro on our 40-wing stat sheet, and also doing some special comments for the Newmarket Hotel. Dan Vaccaro, North Albury just unveiling their 1984 Premiership flag as we speak, because it is a reunion, and you will find that North Albury are wearing 40-year commemorative jerseys, the green V with the yellow background, and they have the captain, Peter Westland, on the cover of that jumper holding up the Premiership Cup, and Peter is sadly the only player who isn't around from that flag.
Oh, it's really sad, and it's amazing what they're doing. A bit of a throwback with their Guernseys, which you see so many AFL teams do it now, and that just looks unbelievable. So no doubt there'd be a little bit of stuff said in the pre-game for North Albury, so I'd imagine they wouldn't be coming out firing today. I'll be very, very surprised.
So you'll see North Albury in different numbers. So Tim Broomhead, normally number 7, he's wearing number 2. Dan Vaccaro, who are we taking a look at on our 40-week stat sheet today?
Yeah, we are. So for North Albury, we're taking Julian Hayes, Tim Broomhead and Caden Winters' numbers. And over for Wodonga, we're doing Charlie Morrison after his game last week was just absolutely superb. Josh Mathy and Matt Wilson, the hybrid off half-back. I think one of the most important players for Wodonga as well, so it'll be super interesting.
We're going to have to find out who the late change is for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
I'm trying to get onto that now.
Because Michael Driscoll is playing. He was named as an emergency, so there's been one change to Wodonga's selected lineup, and we'll find out who that one is for you when we can. So both sides are going to position as we speak.
And Driscoll straight to the ruck too.
North Albury won the toss, and they are kicking to the club room's end of the ground. And looks like Connor Brodie is going towards Josh Minogue as well, which is an interesting matchup. We thought that maybe Charlie Morrison would go to Josh Minogue to try and quell his influence, and Ollie Greenhill has gone straight to Tim Broomhead as well. So we presume there will be a tag from Wodonga on the coach of North Albury. Here we go. We're underway for A-grade oils and batteries. The Hoppers win, they're in. The Dogs win, they're in. Plenty on the line. It's an elimination final before an elimination final as the Dogs go forward first through Jack Mathy. Inside forward 50. Johnson's there. Winter Irving out the back. Tommy Miller. Dream start for the Dogs. Tom Miller with a Sunjan goal today. He's become a goal kicker in the last few weeks. And inside the first 15 seconds, Wodonga on the ball, 1 straight 6.
Yeah, and we identified it in the pre-game, Panda. You get the ball in the hands of Josh Mathy in that midfield. Wodonga, it's going to go a long way for them winning. Hot start by Wodonga, straight out of the middle. Driscoll, first came back from injury.
Can start hot, and they've done that. A goal inside the first 20 seconds through Tom Miller. Plenty on the line as we will continue to speak about today. Jackson Wiedemann looks like he's doing the rucking. Falcon. He's kicked it into the head of Noah Bradshaw, who's staying down.
He's out, Noah Bradshaw.
Oh, he's struggling to get up, his young Noah Bradshaw. He's been kicked right in the melon. We hope he's going okay.
That is not how you want to start a game, Peter.
He's slow to get up. He's slowly got to his feet, so we'll watch that after a secondary restart. Yellen goes in hard. Jack King as well for North Albury. Broomhead, ball at ground level. Broomhead wants a free kick for in the back. Umpire says play on. Talent applying a tackle there, and looks like we're going to have a ball up on centre wing.
Yeah, really happy to flick the ball around early with Wodonga. You saw that movement out of the midfield, and then again, they're just trying to get it by their handball game to go through the midfield and forward quickly.
There's also been a late change for North Albury. I think James Webb is running around in for Leighton Coe, who was selected in the lineup. So one late change for each side here on R&M Live as we have another ball up on centre wing. Wodonga 1 straight 6, letting North Albury yet to score. We've played 2 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. George Goody, the captain of North Albury, back in since round 14 from a shoulder injury. They move it up the middle. Here's Jack Penny. Just fumbled the ball at half forward. Andrews caught holding the ball. A free kick here for North Albury.
Yeah,
55 out.
Really good tackle there by North Albury, and they're just trying to slowly move the ball forward as they go in 50.
Penny lowers the eyes looking for Nathan Dennis. Wasn't able to mark. Applies a strong tackle. Penny goes back in. Andrews is there. Mathy, Mimo. The Dogs flicking around in defence. Ball hits the deck. Kick was smothered there by Wortman. Penny swoops on. He kicks it to the top of the goal square. Where's Minogue? Not able to mark. Talent out the back. Trying to shimmy and shake. Gets it onto a teammate. Here's Riley Smith. His kick was smothered at the top of the goal square. And after all that, we're going to have a ball in 5 metres around from North Albury's goal.
Yeah, great pressure by Wodonga to get it forward. And then obviously that smother by Matt Wilson was fantastic. We just saw Cade Mimo running around as well. His 50th game for the club today, little Cade Mimo. So fantastic effort for him.
Missed a fair chunk of the season with an ankle syndesmosis injury, did Cade Mimo. So great to have him back. Boundary throw-in. Dangerous position here for North Albury.
It's a shocking throw-in.
It was an awful throw-in. It should have been recalled back.
But my argument still stands, Panda. These ruckmen, they stand too far back.
Yep.
Not a lot between the ears, these ruckmen, I'll tell you.
Ask Jason Dunsell, the chief. He's not a huge fan of the ruckman. So 1 straight 6, Wodonga. North Albury yet to score. That one on the steel line scoreboard. Ball camped in North Albury's forward 50. Winter, hand pass it to no one in particular. Goody goes in, gets a free kick for a high.
Yeah, just slipped it high there, and that was paid. So Goody's going to have a free kick, about 35 out on a slight angle.
Shoulder heavily strapped for the North Albury skipper. First game since injuring his shoulder in round 14 at the halfway mark against the Albury Tigers.
And such an important player for that team, and he's a leader. He's one of the good men as well, George Goody.
So he's wearing Peter Westland's number 13, the captain. This to give North Albury their first goal today. He comes in and he misses from 20 metres out directly in front. The Hoppers 1 behind. Wodonga 1 straight 6 on the steel line scoreboard.
Yeah, and it's just that arm wrestle we talked about in the first opening few minutes. Wodonga obviously out of the blocks early, but North Albury have levelled up the playing field, and it's just a really big tussle from two teams that love to have the ball in hand, Panda. So we're going to see it go toe-to-toe all day.
Crowd watch, Dan. Good crowd in.
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
No way, you're dreaming. I'd say 1,000 max.
I was just trying to pump it up a little bit.
You were indeed for the listeners at home. Ball turned over in the middle of the ground from Wodonga. Goody flicks it out the back. Here's Ramage. We're in the number 12 today. On to Wiedemann. Good pressure from Wodonga applied here. North Albury want to come back through the corridor. Wiedemann's kick's a good one. Finds Goody. Getting his hands on it early. He is. Flicks it onto Jack Penny. Goes inside forward 50. No one home there for North Albury. Broomhead's the only one down there. Mathy does all the work. Here's Morrison. Can go steady, and he finds Liam Andrews in the back pocket for the Dogs.
Yeah, what a star Charlie Morrison is, but Josh Mathy started the game early. 3 disposals on the 40 Winks stat sheet. So all the important players getting their hands on the leather early, Panda.
Dan Vaccaro for 40 Winks. Special comments for the Newmarket Hotel today. Good kick from Andrews down centre wing for the Dogs. Jorgensen dropped a chest mark. King flicks it on to Reynolds. Socks up today for Jack Reynolds. Interesting choice. Mathy intercepted the corridor kick from the Hoppers. Good pressure on the far wing, and there's going to be a free kick here to the Dogs, an advantage. No, umpires bring it back, or did he run out of bounds?
I think, well, he definitely called advantage, and then he called it back, but it's actually a free kick to North Albury, I think, unless he's pointing the wrong way here.
No, I think it's a free kick to Josh Mathy for a hold on the wing. I reckon the ball's coming back.
No,
it's a boundary.
Someone's run out of bounds.
So the advantage was paid,
and Matt Wilson ran out of bounds.
Ran out of bounds. No one around him. What are you doing, Matty?
Extraordinary.
Here's Wilson on cue from the boundary throw-in. Kicks it to half forward. Jorgensen and Cassidy there. Reynolds grabs the footy. He's beset upon, and we're going to have a ball up 55 around from the Dogs' goal.
And those two guys that you talked about, Jorgensen and Cassidy, they hold the keys to a really winnable score that Wodonga can kick today with Redcliffe and Noah out.
6 minutes played. Opening term for A-grade oils and batteries. That's on the NZ Albury time clock. And Isaac Campbell has been pinged holding the ball.
Ooh, that is very quick by the umpire to pin him.
Free kick here to Wodonga. They're going to load up through Josh Mathy. Checks his kick at the last minute. Went corridor. Wilson dropped it. Talent trying to fight through the Wilson tackle. Mimo swoops on a footy. Bradshaw, kick inside 50. Cassidy.
Yep.
He marks. He's called to play on, is he? No, sorry. Cassidy marked. I thought the kick might have been touched, and he will line up 30 metres out, slide angle.
Yeah, great work right there by Cassidy. He was up at that contest on the far wing, and he's worked his way back to find about probably 15 to 20 metres of space in that 50. So his best talent is his running power, and that's going to come to the forefront today for Wodonga to win.
So this to give the Dogs a dream start here. Too early in the opening term. We've played 7 minutes. Starts his approach, comes in, beautiful looking kick. He sneaks it home. The Dogs got too early. 2 straight 6. So they're 2 straight 12, I should say. North Albury 1 behind, goals to Miller and Cassidy. 7.5 minutes played for NZ.
Yeah, they're playing a really organised brand of football at Wodonga. I think they've got the jump on North Albury, no doubt. Josh Mathy is the main runner for that. 5 disposals in the opening 7 minutes as well. So he's playing some fantastic football, but they're just getting to work. Their running power is fantastic, but they're doing what they're doing last week against Lavington, where they're just trying to keep possession of the ball. So North Albury have got to figure out a way to negate that and get it forward themselves.
So a great start here for the Maroon and White. Coming to Button Park in round 18 with so much on the line. Driscoll, the late inclusion with another ruck tap. And that matchup between Greenhill and Broomhead.
Yep, mouth-watering.
Watch that one. It's a tight tag as Wiedemann leaps over the top of Driscoll. And we're going to have a third ball up here in the middle of the ground. As you can hear the wind through our effects, Mike. We don't have a boundary rider today, but it might be favouring, I reckon, the Logan Road end of the ground just a tad. Back in the middle, here's Cooper McIntosh. Flicks it out wide to Reynolds for the Hoppers. His kick is straight up in the air. He's marked his own footy, Jack, with the long socks. How often do you see that? Extraordinary. And the ball is moved to Keith Talent on centre wing. Long way from home. Wheels around onto his right foot. Kicks it towards Minogue. Minogue in front of Brody.
Yeah, it's a great mark.
He takes a good mark, an elite body and paint mark of the day. The kick was probably over his head, but he had the big, long jukes, and he's going to line up from 45 metres out. Yeah,
it's a great mark. It wasn't a great kick by the boy from Brock Burham in Keithy Talent, but Josh Minogue being such a good player, he made it work. And he's going to line up bang on 50 on a slight angle, but he's definitely got the leg in him, Panda, for mine.
I'm telling you now, he doesn't mark that footy if Charlie Morrison's on him.
Yep.
So that's a match-up to watch. So Minogue kicking, I'd say, probably into the wind just a little bit. 50 metres out, slight angle. He allows for the wind. It draws back, and it just misses to the left-hand side. Minor score. North Albury 2 behinds. The Dogs 2 straight 12 on the Steel Line scoreboard. We have played 9 minutes for NZ opening term.
Yeah, it's a really interesting, really intriguing contest as we saw there. Josh Minogue allowed for the wind, just not enough. But Wodonga playing some good footy at the moment. So North are going to be really keen to keep it in their 50 at the moment.
We'll continue to keep you updated with what's happening in the other games as well here on 1494 2AY and O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. So much happening over at the Albury Sports Ground just across the road between Albury and Myrtleford. We'll go around the ground soon for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. As Jorgensen collides heavily on the far side there with McIntosh, I think, for North Albury, who's pretty slow to get up. That was courageous. He went back with the flight and was met very hard by Jorgensen, all very fair. He's slow to get up, young McIntosh. We'll watch that on the far side of the ground.
Looks like he got the wind knocked out of him, I think, Panda. He's on his haunches, so...
As I said, very courageous. He got met very hard. And we've got a ball up on the far wing there, right in front of the North Albury club rooms. Wiedemann with the tap, looking for Broomhead. Here's Penny with a little bit of space if the ball can sit from him. His hand pass was intercepted brilliantly by Matt Wilson, who kicks to half forward. Mathy resting forward. Comes out as the leading forward, takes the mark, plays on straight away. Johnson's out the back, and the Dogs are going to bang through their third goal. Brilliant reading of the footy from Matt Wilson.
That was great by Matt Wilson. It was just slingshot football for Wodonga. And again, they got it in the hands of my man, Josh Mathy, 6 disposals, and what a kick. Perfectly sat here for Tommy Johnson.
He came out like Wayne Carey, like a steam train did Joshy Mathy. Took it in the jukes, got it on to Tommy Johnson. The Dogs got 3 straight 18. Lead North Albury 2 behinds on the Steel Line scoreboard as we tick up towards the 12th minute mark. What a start for the Dogs.
Yeah, it is, and they're definitely lighting up the 40-wing stat sheet. 4 inside 50s, 2 marks inside 50 as well. Matt Wilson there up to his 3rd disposal, and Josh Mathy with the 6. As we go around the grounds as well for Mr. Stowe's Pool World, it's Wangaratta with the early jump on Raiders 20-1. Lavington 18 to Cora Rutherglen's 8. And Albury and Murderford 13 apiece. And the first v second, Wangaratta Rovers 0 goals 3 to Yarrawonga, yet to score.
Alrighty, comprehensive from Dan Vaccaro for the Newmarket Hotel and around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World here on O&M Live. Hope you're enjoying a beautiful Saturday afternoon here on the border. Broomhead with his first touch inside 50, looking for Dennis sliding down low. Wasn't able to mark. Ball camped in the forward pocket here for North Albury. Winter fighting hard, so was Talent. Well done, Wortman, for the Dogs, defending as he has done for over 200 games over the boundary line. It will be thrown back in, 50 metres around from North Albury's goal, who have missed 2. Wodonga have kicked 3 straight, and they lead this one by 16 points. Mid-stages here of the opening term. Tap from Wiedemann out the back. Goody. Broomhead fends off his intended tackler. Kicks into the pocket looking for Talent. Sliding down low with a great mark. Charlie Morrison with a late body and paint mark of the day. And 50 against Keith Talent as well.
Yeah, I think Keithy Talent just kept him on the ground. Probably that second 2 long panda. But you talk about Tim Broomhead. He's got his hands on the footy the last couple of minutes. But the contest has been going head-to-head with Jack Yallender, not Ollie. So that's an interesting watch.
So Morrison inside the centre square, not a great kick. Minogue gets back a long way from home, does Josh Minogue, and sits in the hole. He goes out wide to Broomhead at half back. Chips it over the top to the hard-running Penny. Will the ball sit for him? It won't. Boundary throw in. Far side, just backward of the wing for the North Albury Hoppers, who trail 3 straight 18. The Dogs, the Hoppers, 2 behinds.
They're just a little bit sloppy at the moment, North coming out of defence, but Tim Broomhead's starting to get his hands on the footy. Forward buzz for him, but Julian Hayes and Caden Winter yet to touch the pill in the opening 13 minutes.
Boundary throw in. Sliding in there was Memo. Goody with another disposal off to Broomhead. On to McIntosh. Little chiselling kick in the middle of the ground. Wasn't great for his intended target. Riley Smith on to Archer Gardner. Hand pass it to McIntosh. He can run to 45. McIntosh dribbles it low and kicks a minor score. He had an open goal square, did young Cooper McIntosh, and wasn't able to make the Dogs pay. North Albury 3 behinds, trailing the Bulldogs 3 straight 18. It's a 15-point margin at the 13th minute mark for NZ. Opening term A-grade alls and batteries.
Yeah, and Liam Andrews is coming out of that goal square with conviction there and hits up in the back pocket, and Wodonga looking to go attacking.
They almost turned the footy over in the defensive 50. Goody onto Penny. Brought down with a big crunching tackle by 2 Dogs.
Yep, tackling pressures all the way up for Wodonga at the moment.
In front of the North Albury crowd, which is packed under that can bar, giving plenty of advice to the Wodonga Bulldogs players as Andrews switches the footy on to Wortman. Deep in defence, goes down the line looking for Driscoll. Too tall for Archer Gardner. Driscoll plays on centre wing, kicks to half forward, not a great kick. Polkinghorn just fumbled the mark in front of Jorgensen. Gardner goes in, reefed off the footy. Minogue, long way from home. Good pressure by the Dogs. They force the turnover. Mimo goes short. Jorgensen, he marks 75 from home. Julian Hayes holds him up on the mark. Jorgensen plays on. Beautiful kick towards Johnson.
Wow.
Clinical footy from the Wodonga Bulldogs all the way down the wing, and Johnson will line up for 2, 30 out slide angle.
They're doing everything perfectly at the moment. Wodonga, their ball use has been superb, but their pressure, as we just saw the ball come to the close end of the wing, you can just feel the pressure that Wodonga are bringing to this contest. So really good start, and Tom Johnson will have a set shot at goal, 35 out on an angle.
I apologise, it's Kyle Winter-Irving who will line
They
up.
look very similar.
They do indeed. Hasn't kicked a goal in 6 weeks, has Kyle Winter-Irving, and it's going to stay that way at this moment in time across the face of goal.
That
Horrible boundary throw-in.
The great shanks I've ever seen, Panda.
It was indeed. So his goalless run continues for Kyle Winter-Irving, and at least it's a boundary throw-in in a dangerous position here for the Dogs. Inside 50 counts down for 40 winks.
Yeah, 6-3 at the moment in favour of Wodonga, of course.
Boundary throw-in. Bradshaw, who got kicked in the head by the ball earlier, shimmies around Minogue, runs out of space, and we'll have another boundary throw in 45 around from the Dogs' goal.
Yeah, first real involvement there by Noah Bradshaw, but you just saw, I know he waltzed out of bounds at that quarter, but he's just so smooth with the footy in hand.
He did cop a big, heavy footy to the face inside the first 30 seconds of today's game, did poor Noah Bradshaw. As the Dogs, through Jorgensen, try to go forward. He's brought down in a big tackle, and it's holding the ball and a free kick here to James Webb and the North Albury Hoppers. Still in their defensive 50. Breeze definitely favouring, I think, the Logan Road end of the ground. So the Dogs are kicking with it as North Albury switch the footy. Horrible kick out of defence from Weaven. Horrible, finds the boundary line. His intended target, Flynn Gardner, flings his head back, and a little bit of pressure for the North Albury Hoppers. It'll be a boundary throw and still inside at the forward half of the ground for the Dogs.
I think it's just becoming a little bit of perceived pressure at the moment. North Albury need to get out of their game. So just a little bit sloppy eggs in the defensive 50 for North. So they've gotten tightened the screws up a little bit there.
So a boundary throw in. Minogue doing the rucking at the moment, spending a bit of time in there, which I reckon would please the Dogs, that he's not playing full-time forward, Dan.
Yeah, it is. That's a win for Wodonga in their book. If he's getting up the ground and getting his own footy in the back half, Wodonga will not mind that at all.
So another stoppage just outside attacking 50 broadcast side for the Dogs. Minogue reefed off the footy. Yellen edges it inside attacking 50, looking for young Jack Mathy. And it will be thrown back in again. Another boundary throw in 45 around from the Dogs' goal.
And Jack Yellen, we identified his role pre-game. He's the last one to get up at every single stoppage. So he holds the key to that midfield getting on the outside in Noah Bradshaw and Josh Mathy this game.
Dan Vaccaro for the Newmarket Hotel. The Dogs in front, 15 points at the 7/8 minute mark for NZ in this opening term. A free kick holding.
Yeah, Tommy Johnson just holding the ruck contest there and gave the free kick away. It was definitely there, well umpired.
So Jackson Wiedemann, the recipient, deep in defence, hugs the boundary line. You can see that ball just holding up, and it's a great mark there by Leighton Taylor, wearing jersey number 25 today. Usually wears the long sleeves, does Leighton, but he's gone the short option today. On to Winter.
First touch, Winter.
He's been pretty quiet. Called to play on. His hand pass is really ordinary. Out of bounds for a throw in. Missed an easy hand pass there. Did Caden Winter? He's not happy. And
yeah, I think he's not happy because there wasn't reinforcement getting around him for that handball, and he had to look back towards the boundary. So a little bit of frustration for Winter. Not on the same page at the moment, North Albury.
A boundary throw in directly in front of our commentary position. Broadcast side, centre wing. Gardner goes by hand to Campbell. Didn't really want the footy. And we're going to have another tackle, a ball up, I should say. Just forward of the wing here for the Wodonga Bulldogs, who have kicked 3 goals, 3 straight. They're dead-eye dick. 18, trailing North Albury 3 behinds on the Steel Line scoreboard. First term brought to you by McRae Motors and A-grade oils and batteries here on O&M Live. Campbell weaves through a telephone box. A torpedo punt down the wing. Getting in the front position, trying to rove was Webb. Morrison's hand pass is towards the boundary. Bradshaw, and Morrison follows up his good work. Another boundary throw-in right in front of our commentary position. Dan, you could pick that up and throw that in.
Absolutely, I can, but I think what North are trying to do is they're trying to make it a little bit of a scrap at the moment because they gave Wodonga too much space in that opening sort of 10 to 15 minutes. So I think they're just trying to tighten up the screws in the contest a little bit here.
So another boundary throw-in. Wiedemann doing the ruck work. Wortman goes out wide to Bradshaw. Good tackle applied on him by Gardner, and we're going to have another boundary throw-in. We have moved probably 20 metres inside the last minute or two, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, and it's good work by North because they're just trying to really tighten up the contest and get stoppage after stoppage and try and get on into that midfield. But their midfield's performing really well. Wodonga with Noel Bradshaw and Yalland in there at the moment.
3 straight 18 the Dogs in an elimination final in round 18, leading the Hoppers 3 behinds. A good start for the boys from Wodonga as Dennis is brought down and a big heavy tackle by Morrison. The Dogs flick it back. Andrews, Bradshaw, Yelland all linking up, and Jack Yelland with a beautiful little left foot kick across goal, looking for Venturoni. Might not come off though because McIntosh is there for North Albury working hard. Soroczynski does well. Edge of defensive 50, goes short. Wilson shimmies and shakes around Smith and another would-be tackler. Mimo, Yelland. Good run and carry for the Dogs and a good tackle on Jack Yellen. Not sure how that's not holding the ball. Went the fend off, dropped the footy. North Albury first to turnover through Winter. Campbell not paid a mark and he's been brought down with a sling tackle. It's a free kick here to Campbell and North Albury in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, probably an even upper. Jack Yellen definitely let go of the tackle there, so fair call.
Tim Broomhead goes out wide. Here's Winter. Going inside forward 50, ordinary kick. Morrison on the half volley, tackled by Minogue. And we're going to have a ball up 15 out from North Albury's goal.
Yeah, intriguing watch at the moment. I think North are just starting to work their way back into the game. I think they're a little bit harder around the contest and trying to drive that ball forward.
Minogue trying to get a quick kick out of mid-air. It was smothered and we're going to have another boundary throw in a danger position here for North Albury. Yet to kick a goal at the 21st minute mark for NZ in this opening term. For A-grade oils and batteries. We'll go around the grounds very soon for Mr. Stove's Pool World and find out what's happening across the road at the Albury Sports Ground between the Tigers and the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Minogue and Driscoll going up in the ruck contest. Gardner fighting for a little bit of fresh air. Hand pass it to Minogue. Bit of scrappy play as McIntosh intercepts for North Albury. Hand pass it towards his captain and Goody, and Yelland sends a high up and under out of defence. Miller sat under a big high footy, brought to ground. Winter wants a free kick for a hold. He's going to get one. It's going to be a free kick to Caden Winter. 55 out from North Albury's goal. Very crowded forward 50, goes short. Looking for Nathan Dennis. On to Goody. Set sail from 45. George Goody towards goal. Has kicked his second behind. No, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Dogs.
Yeah, we will. And we'll quickly just go around the grounds for one game. At the Albury Sports Ground, Eddie's Myrtleford Saints with the jump. 5-1-31 to Albury 2-1-13.
Alrighty, just repeating that score. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints lead Albury by 3 goals at the Albury Sports Ground. As Wodonga go down the line. Not able to mark was Driscoll. Yelland running onto a loose footy. Met heavily by Weaven. Rode the bump beautifully, and here come the Dogs through Mathy and Cassidy. He's taken a bounce. He's run to 50. Checks his kick looking for Miller. Just over the head. Almost went past King. North Albury hard in defence. Ball doesn't sit for Julian Hayes, who's been quiet in the opening term. Mathy's got himself in a good position. Mathy snapped his second. Fighting hard, the Dogs. Josh Mathy with a Sunjan goal today. And the Dogs go to 4 straight 24, 21-point leaders over North Albury. Steel line scoreboard.
Well, Wodonga got a hold in the contest, and Josh Mathy has got a hold of this game. 8 disposals and a goal for him. We identified it in the pre-game, Panda. If the other guys can do the work in the midfield and Josh Mathy can get forward and help out, that's exactly what he's doing at the moment. And Jack Yelland as well, how hard he is in the contest. Wodonga are playing really good football at the moment. North Albury got to respond quick.
They certainly do. A great bit of movement. There was that bump back here between Weaven and Yelland. He rode the bump beautifully, and they linked up by hand, and Mathy in the right spot at the right time. I apologise. He's only kicked the 1 goal, has Jack Mathy. Josh Mathy, I apologise. Too many Mathys out there, Dan Vaccaro.
Not enough.
Too many Gardners.
Wodonga.
Too many Mathys. A ball up, secondary one in the middle of the ground. So 4 early first quarter goals for the Wodonga Bulldogs. 21-point leaders over North Albury at the 23rd minute mark for NZ. Ball kicks up towards the 60-metre arc for the Dogs. Flynn Gardner gets pushed over the boundary line. We'll have another boundary throw in.
In what world is that not a push in the back? Josh Mathy just shoved him in the back, and Flynn Gardner went flying 2 metres, and the umpire was right there.
If it was in a marking contest, that is definitely in the back, isn't it?
I can't work it out.
Boundary throw in. Game full of stoppages here at the moment. Wiedemann jams it on the boot, kicks it towards the boundary, gains valuable 60 metres for the North Albury Hoppers, and we have another throw in on the far side of the ground. We'll keep you updated with what's happening in the Tallangatta and District Football Netball League as well. Finals between Chilton and also Kiwa Sandy Creek. Cora Rutherglen lead Lavington 22-19 in the first quarter.
Wowee.
And Myrtleford 5-1-31 over Albury, 2-2-14 at the Albury Sports Ground. That is a must-win game for the Albury Tigers if they have any hope of playing in September. Another ball up on the far side of the ground here.
Not sure I've seen this many stoppages in the opening quarter of a game this year. This is it's intriguing.
We have had a couple of wet games, Dan. There's been a lot of stoppages.
It's a bit dry weather footy today. There shouldn't be this many.
You're right.
I think what's happening is North Albury, they've started a bit slow and they're trying to tighten up and they're trying to just really break even in the contest, and it's happening at the moment, but Wodonga is still finding a way to apply scoreboard pressure.
So we've got a free kick here and a whistle. I think it's going to go the way of...
Go to Wodonga. It's going to go to Noah Bradshaw.
Yep, it is for a hold against Archer Gardner. And Noah Bradshaw receives the free kick on true centre wing. Plays on. He's going to pump it long. Johnson and Wilding down there. Johnson flies. Cullen came from behind, got a good fist. Miller ducked under a would-be tackle. Snaps on goal. Looks pretty good. Oh, it was either touched or it hit the post. Take your pick. And Wodonga have their first blemish on the Steel Line scoreboard. They're 4-1-25, letting North Albury 3 behinds. 26 minutes played for NZ. Dan Vaccaro, 40-wing stat winners.
Yeah, well, not Julian Hayes at the moment. He's still yet to touch the football. He's about to take kick in now. But the big stat winner for Wodonga is Josh Mathy, 9 disposals and a goal. Tim Brumet has worked his way to 5 disposals, but I still feel like his influence on the game is definitely the points going towards Ollie Greenhill at the moment.
So Gardner goes really short, finds Wiedemann. Wiedemann, aggressive kick towards the middle of the ground. Coming hard was Josh Minogue, but he clipped Reece Venturoni high. And it's going to be a free kick here to Wodonga.
Yeah, just got him a little bit late and around the ear, so a little bit of an ear massage, as the great Spud Frawley would call it.
And a blood rule. So Reece has copped one right around the noggin. And he's going to come off the ground. So we'll have a little stoppage here. We might take another opportunity to go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Wangaratta are 34 points in front of the Raiders. Myrtleford are 4 goals in front of Albury, 38-14.
Wow, that will be a boil over and a half, Panda.
And Wodonga, as we are continually talking about here, lead by 22 points over North Albury. Kick into the middle, kick into the forward 50. Mathy had to fight around a Fletcher Ramage tackle. In the end, the boundary line wins out and will be thrown back in 50 metres around from the Wodonga goal.
Yep.
Inside 50 count, Dan, this quarter.
10-4, Panda. So Wodonga dominating the territory battle at the moment. 27.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter.
Another boundary throw in. I'd hate to see their 40-wing stats today. They've had a lot of boundary throw-ins. Gardner onto Gardner. His kick was smothered off the boot. Smith did well to fight through a tackle. His kick was ordinary off the side of the boot. Gill's down there. Coming through was Cullen. Gill in the end intercepts a hand pass, and we have another boundary throw in on the far side here. Pretty much sums up the first turn.
Yeah, silence, Panda.
Stoppages.
Silence. Around the grounds in the AFL as well. Hawthorn 14-10-94 plays North Albury 5-3-33. So very, very happy Hawk supporter sitting up here with you, Panda.
As the siren sounds to end a very entertaining opening quarter, if you're a Wodonga Bulldogs fan, they have to win today to play any chance in September. They currently lead by 22 points. 4-1-25 over North Albury, 3 behinds. That quarter went 28 minutes. We'll take a break. On the other side of this, we'll run through a McRae Motors quarter's best. You're listening to O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Fridge broken down. Urgent.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
On 2AY.
A gorgeous Saturday afternoon here at Button Park, North Albury. We're in the open air, we're in the scaffold, we're loving life. So the Wodonga Bulldogs, 4-1-25 over North Albury. 3 behinds, a 22-point lead to the Bulldogs. 4 individual goal kickers, Tommy Miller, Jet Cassidy, Tommy Johnson and Josh Mathy. Blake Penderescott with you for McRae Motors. Dan Vaccaro, special comments for the Newmarket Hotel and 40 Wing Stats. Well, who were some of our McRae Motors quarters best?
You got to turn me on there, Panda. Look, it's really hard to think of someone from North Albury. Caden Winter worked his way into the contest. He's up to 4 disposals. Timmy Broomhead got tagged early, but again worked his way into the contest as well. 5 disposals for him, but there's not really anyone that stands out. I think they were a little bit poor in that opening quarter, North Albury. I think Wodonga got the jump on him. And over for Wodonga, Josh Mathy's best on ground by a country mile. 10 disposals and a goal as well. He's playing that role where he's 70% midfield, 30% forward, and it's working to a treat at the moment. So Wodonga all over North in the opening quarter, Panda.
Absolutely. Ray White Rural netball updates, all thanks to Ray White Rural. Yarrawonga 64 over the Rovers 34. The Raiders 46 have defeated the Wangaratta Magpies. So the Raiders have claimed the minor premiership in the SS&A Ovens and Murray A-grade competition. Wodonga too good for North Albury by 10 goals. Corowa have beaten Lavington and Myrtleford have beaten the Albury Tigers. Around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Poolwell, Dan Vaccaro, what's happening in the Ovens and Murray?
Yeah, well, we'll go through each game. So at the Berrylea Park, Wodonga Raiders 0-2-2 plays Wangaratta 5-6-36. Lavington 3-1-19 plays Corowa 3-5-23, which is great to see. And Albury working their way back. 4-3-27 plays Myrtleford 6-2-38. And Wangaratta Rovers 2-3-15 plays Yarrawonga 1-2-8. The game you called for an upset, Panda, pre-game.
I did. I said the Rovers would be too good.
We
full
shall
strength
see.
Rovers over the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Back here at Button Park, plenty to do for North Albury if they want to feature in September in season 2024. They trail by 22 points. And as you'll see, they're wearing their traditional old green V with the yellow gold background. And Peter Westland, the captain of the 1984 Premiership, on the front of that jersey as they celebrate their 40-year 1984 Premiership reunion.
And surprise, surprise, back-to-back stoppages to start the second quarter.
There was a stoppage-a-thon in the first term. Wodonga won't mind it, though. As North Albury try to go forward through Penny. He's brought down in a big Driscoll tackle.
Yeah, they really got to figure out a way to sort of get the ball camped in their forward 50. So the forward line pressure is going to be super important for North Albury this quarter.
Werdeman leaping high in the ruck. Goody off the boot inside forward 50. Winter caught in front. Down low was Polkinghorn. On to Goody, on to Penny. Sets 5 from 30 metres out off the side of the boot. Charlie Morrison will see this one over the boundary line. So an early chance for North Albury goes backing, and at least it's camped inside their forward 50. Boundary throw in 5 metres around.
It is, and this is the last thing North Albury want, is they just can't let Wodonga exit this 50. They've got to keep it in there for an extended period of time.
Boundary throw in. Minogue doing the ruck inside forward 50. Actually spent a lot of time in that first term in the ruck, Dan.
Yeah, he did. He chopped out a little bit as well. And it's really funny that Charlie Morrison and Minogue haven't really seen each other this game when we thought that was the matchup of the day.
Greenhill did well, flicked it on to Bradshaw. The Dogs exit D50. Bradshaw brought down and a big tackle from Gardner.
Yeah.
Great tackle, elite body and paint, play of the day.
That's a massive moment in the game, that tackle, not to let Wodonga exit.
Gardner goes short to Polkinghorne, who fakes to give it back to Gardner. He's taken the mark, 55 out, looks for Minogue, over his head, not a great kick. Penny working hard at ground level. So the Dogs' defence trying to lock it up. Wortman on to Wilson, who clears this one as long and far as he can. Weaven jumped about 10 years too early. Dropped a pretty easy mark. Flynn Gardner tries to keep it in. The boundary line wins out right in front of the North Albury benches. It'll be thrown back in centre wing.
Yeah, and that's a good result for Wodonga to see it go out and force another stoppage, because North Albury just started the quarter really well. They were able to they were set up well at the halfway point. So that's a little win for Wodonga.
Boundary throw in. Wiedemann, front position, straight down to Bradshaw. Left it for Will. Broomhead tackles Mathy, who fends it over to the boundary line. We'll have another boundary throw in, broadcast side.
Yeah, not much has changed since the last quarter. It's definitely a stoppage-a-thon here. But North Albury have started a little bit more positive. They're harder in the contest and they're able to sort of get it forward. They've just got to put some scoreboard pressure on as their next step, Panda.
Blake Penderecka with you for McRae Motors. Dan Vaccaro, 40-wing stat sheet and special comments for the Newmarket Hotel. As the ball edges past the centre square, looking for Bradshaw. Gets one back on Archer Gardner, who brought him down to a big crunching tackle earlier. May have just got Bradshaw in the back there. Goody. Hand passes to Polkinghorne, who's got a little bit of space for North Albury. Beautiful kick towards Minogue. Leads out, takes it 50 metres from home. He's got an open goal square as Josh wheels around and misses. Wasn't the right option. Had Keith Talent going back to the goal square, and another point for North Albury. 4 plays 25 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Well, you can definitely see a shift in the momentum of the game too. North Albury are starting to get to work a little bit more, but as we said, their next step is to put that scoreboard pressure on and not let Wodonga exit here.
So Andrews goes short. The Dogs exit defensive 50.
It's too easy.
On to Soroczynski, and Venturoni's kept on running. Tries to get past Reynolds, who applied a good tackle, and it'll be thrown in just forward of the wing for North Albury.
Yeah, and that tackling pressure across the halfway point of the ground was good, but you want to see North Albury tighten up when they're coming out of defence there, Wodonga. Probably just a little bit too much space.
Beautiful 21, 22 degree August day here at Button Park. Dan's got the shorts and T-shirts on. And the gun's out. Looking good, Dan. As Josh Mathy goes forward, and it's been marked here by Flynn Gardner at half-back. Plays on straight away. Wants to run through the corridor. Ran a long way. Kicks it out wide. It's been marked by Polkinghorne at half-forward. He's got Jack Reynolds for him at half-forward, all on his own. Marks 55 from home. Pulls the kick looking for Minogue. Picks it up off the half volley. Snaps and misses. He's got 3 behinds, does Josh Minogue, and North Albury have 5. 0-5 to the Bulldogs, 4-1-25 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We have played 4 minutes for NZ, second term for Jaco Albury Wodonga.
Yeah, definitely a better start from North Albury. They're setting up defensively really well. They've already equalled their inside 50 count in this quarter already from the first, so much more positive, but they've got to find the big sticks.
I feel like they're just rushing it because they know how vital it is. And it's playing into the Dogs' hands here. Morrison has it at half-back. Beautiful kick towards the man who kicked 5 last week, Riley Gill. He marks on centre wing. Goes short, finds Mathy. You can see this slow build-up. Possession footy for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Goes short here to Tommy Johnson. He marks on centre wing. Good build-up, looking for Miller. Tommy Miller will mark just too far out to score, I reckon, maybe 53, 54 metres. On a 45-degree angle, it'll take his best effort probably into the wind. He chips it into the pocket. Gardner goes back, gets a hand on it. Great work from Archer Gardner, and then plies a good tackle on Jet Cassidy. And we've got a boundary throw in 35 around from the Dogs' goal.
That's fantastic work there by Archer Gardner. He's really flying the flag for North Albury in this quarter. You saw that brilliant run down tackle to keep it in there, forward half, and then you see there getting back and doing the defensive work as well. So that's the type of players they need at the moment when they're behind the 8 ball.
He must have won a free kick there for holding the ball, because
I believe he did, yeah.
Now that's the excellent play from Archer Gardner. An elite body and paint play of the day. As Reynolds has it at half-back. Bit of a mongrel kick down the wing over the head of Morrison. In the end, the boundary line wins out. And Reece Dempsey, the runner for North Albury, picks it up and throws it to the boundary line. Dan, what are our 40-wing stats in this second term?
Yeah, well, it's the inside 50 count has had a massive swing. So North Albury already the 4 inside 50s, and Wodonga only that one then about 20 seconds ago. So it's a much better improvement from North Albury.
Goody brought down Johnson. And we're going to have a ball up. North Albury bench want a free kick for holding the ball.
Yeah, and you just see Tom Johnson there in the ruck, him and Driscoll doing the ruck work between them. Not natural ruckmen, but they are very good competitors, both of them.
Two not very natural ruckmen for both sides today, with Jackson Wiedemann doing the rucking for North Albury. So conventional stuff to get an advantage from each coaching staff. Jack Penny won a free kick for a high on true centre wing.
Had a good year, Jack Penny.
Certainly has after a big pre-season. Got himself super fit, reaping the rewards. He's going to pump this one long. It's every bit of 60-odd metres. Wiedemann gets in the hole. Talent was there. Well done, Mimo. Working hard in the defence for the Dogs. Copped a high one. Umpire says play on. He was caught from behind and couldn't see. And we have a ball up right on the edge of 50. North Albury end of the ground. 25 plays 5. CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Yeah, really well umpired there. There was a couple of sort of moments there where you could have had the free kick, but the umpire's just letting it ride out at the moment, which is good for the contest.
Wiedemann onto Penny. Roving, kicking towards goal. And I reckon Charlie Morrison's juggled this one over the boundary line. It would have been out of bounds on the full if you let that one go. And a little mini win for North Albury. It'll be thrown back in 10 metres around from their goal, who are kicking to the Logan Road end of Button Park. 7 minutes played in this second term. North Albury yet to kick a goal. For Jaco Wodonga. Penny getting busy, trying to find the footy. Mathy in there as well. Talent's down there. A lot of players around this pill. A lot of dirt being kicked up from Boots. And we're going to have a ball up top of the goal square for the North Albury Hoppers. 25 plays 5. 20-point lead to the Dogs. Working hard here is Winter, trying to break around a tackle. Goody will snap, and Goody will kick it across the face of goal. Liam Andrews with a great relieving mark in the defensive goal square, and a bit of breathing room here for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think you nailed it earlier there, Panda, is they're just rushing it a little bit, North Albury. So they've done the first task of finding the ball inside their half a little bit better, but they're just not using the ball to what the standard they hold themselves to.
Charlie Morrison at half back wants to find a short target. He does. It's in the arms of Ollie Greenhill. Little channel from Riley Gill opens up. Instead he goes towards Winter Irving. It's a really open 50. He's got Jet Cassidy running back towards goal, and I reckon he's taken an elite body and paint mark of the day.
That is elite body and paint mark of the day. That is super courageous there by Jet Cassidy, running back of the flight of the ball. Didn't know what was coming, and that's just great work by Wodonga. The way they were able to move the ball freely up this middle would concern North Albury, and I guess it's a little bit disappointed that they've had the ball all half North Albury, and Wodonga could bounce back and just kick a goal here. Great work by Jet Cassidy.
Great, courageous mark, called beautifully by Dan Vaccaro for the Newmarket Hotel. Running back with the flight, he had Jack Reynolds coming the opposite way, and Cassidy will line up for goal number 2, and this will give Wodonga a 26-point lead if he bangs this one through. Almost directly in front, 25 metres out. He's kicked it. He started left, but it come back. Jet Cassidy's got 2. The Dogs 5-1-31, leading North Albury 5 behinds. We've played almost 10 minutes for NZ in this second term.
That's a bit of a stinger there for North Albury. I felt like they've had all the play this half. They've had the ball camped in their 50, and Wodonga are able to go coast to coast. And it all starts from that man, Charlie Morrison. We identified it early in the game. Is he going to go to the Minogue? No, because he's attacking prowess for Wodonga. He's so important, and it's really coming to the forefront today. So they're doing a great job, Wodonga. They've started well. North Albury need to respond fast.
So a 26-point margin, early stages of this second term for Jaco Wodonga. Great skills from the Dogs on display here. Great movement. They're picking North Albury apart here as Johnson swings it on the left foot. Hayes took a mark, but he was called play on and then fumbled the hand pass, and the Dogs sweat. Bradshaw brought down at a big tackle. Reynolds runs it over the boundary line. Julian Hayes. His numbers, Dan Vaccaro.
2 disposals. I can't help but think that they're just putting a little bit of time into him. I just saw Jorgensen with him in that contest, but I just want to keep a close eye and see if there's someone doing the job on him.
Well, he's free at this stoppage, is Julian Hayes, as Penny breaks away with a big clearance. He's going to pump North Albury inside attack. Down there is Broomhead resting forward. Great mark, Wortman. Great defensive mark in a one-on-one versus Tim Broomhead, who was resting forward. And he goes short to Michael Driscoll, who goes short to Bradshaw. They're outside D50 here, the Dogs. Everything going right.
Playing some really good footy, Wodonga, and that mark there by Dan Wortman was fantastic on Tim Broomhead, who's floated forward to try and change things up for North Albury.
They're opening them up here through the corridor with great foot skills. Jack Yelland just dropped the footy in the middle of the ground, which allowed the pressure to come from Jack King, and then kicked it off the ground. It was pretty ordinary, Jack, but it might work out because Venturoni bangs it on the boot. It's a floater inside 50. Ramage in front of Jorgensen. North Albury. Defenders working hard. Weaven wants to go one way, wants to go the other way. Had no idea what he was doing. Ramage. Hand pass over the top here to Reynolds. They link up by hand. Penny. Now on centre wing. Had plenty of the footy. Jack Penny kicks towards Minogue. Well done, Connor Brodie. Punches it over the boundary line. It'll be thrown back in. 4 to centre here for North Albury. 5 plays 31 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Dogs by 26.
Yeah, and Wodonga have just really flicked that pressure switch as well. You saw North Albury get out there on that occasion, but their pressure was high and great defensive work there by Connor Brodie.
We'll go around the ground soon for Mr. Stowe's Pool World on O&M Live as this ball sails out of bounds on the full. We might go around the grounds now, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, it will be a free kick to North Albury here, but we will quickly go around the grounds. Wodonga out of 50 plays Raiders 3, and this really close game at Lavington Sports Ground. Lavington 25 plays Coral Glen 24, and Albury 27 to Murderford 39.
As Minogue goes inside forward 50. Wilson fires it out to Venturoni, and the Dogs defending hard again. Exiting kick, looking for Soroczynski in a tussle there. Farms it off to Yelland, on to Jorgensen, and they link up again. His hand pass was just behind Jorgensen, who's brought down in a heavy George Goody tackle. Boundary throw in just where we had the last one. Dan, 4 to centre for North Albury. That score between Myrtleford and the Albury Tigers again.
Let me just get it back up, Panda. Sorry, it was Murderford 6-3-39 plays Albury 4-3-27 at the Albury Sports Ground.
Driscoll read the long boundary throw in beautifully. Kicks it up towards half forward. Weaven went out of mid-air, and it might work out here for the Dogs. Mathy against Flynn Gardner. Archer Gardner's in there, brought down, and a good tackle from Will Bradshaw at half forward for the Dogs.
Yep.
We'll have another stoppage, 55 around from Wodonga's goal.
Their tackling pressure, Wodonga, in the opening half has just been fantastic at the moment. That's a big reason why they're putting scoreboard pressure on.
On live for Jaco Albury, Wodonga and McRae Motors. A free kick here towards Josh Minogue.
Yeah, Driscoll just nudged him out of that contest and it was shepherding.
Goes short to Riley Smith. He's got it on centre wing. He's wearing the Jaden Hunt green headband today.
Questionable.
Very much indeed. He goes to a one-on-one between Wiedemann and Connor Brodie. Boundary line looks like it's going to win out here as Morrison runs it over. Thrown back in, 65 around from North Albury's goal. Still goalless in this game at the 13th minute mark of the second term for NZ. 5 plays 31. The Dogs 5 goal kickers. 2 to Cassidy, 1 to Mathy, 1 to Johnson, and 1 to Tommy Miller. Boundary throw in. Minogue with that ruck tap. Smith down to Wilson. Bradshaw went the fend off. And he's been brought down holding the ball. Yep. Tried to fight through too many tackles, and it's a free kick here to Jack Penny, just outside attacking 50 for North Albury.
Really good work there by Jack Penny, and they've been winning the one-on-one battles all day, Wodonga, but that one there was an exception.
Went short towards Wiedemann. Well done, Brodie. Tight on his hammer. Gardner just edged Greenhill underneath the footy. Falls the way of Archer. On to Goody. On to Penny. Set sail from 60. Top of the goal square. Looking for Leighton Taylor. Talent keeps it in. Kick towards goal has hit the post from Keithy Talent. Out of bounds on the full. North Albury trying everything but not able to kick it through the big sticks, Dan Vaccaro.
They are. They're getting it forward. They're having the opportunities, but they're just lacking a little bit of polish at the moment, Panda, and it's fallen into Wodonga's hands.
Charlie Morrison's kick's been intercepted by McIntosh. Here's Fletcher Ramage. 55 from home. Big high up and under down there, Wilson. Got himself in a really dangerous position. Took a great elite body and paint marker that aided Matty Wilson. And he can just ease a little bit of pressure for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Goes out wide. Looking for Isaac O'Neill. Wins a good one-on-one against McIntosh. His kick is a beauty.
Yep.
Finds Tom Miller sliding down on centre wing for the Dogs.
It's the one-on-one contest that's really been in favour of the Wodonga Bulldogs. Everyone's winning their contest, and it's helping Wodonga get in that lead.
Here's Tommy Johnson. Just 4 to centre. Wheels and plays on straight away with an aggressive kick. Finds Bradshaw. True centre half forward. It's a really open attacking 50. Wants to go short to Jorgensen. Goes towards Kyle Winter-Irving. And Chook's taking a big mark. An elite body and paint mark of the day. And Winter-Irving can line up for his first goal. 30 metres out on a slide angle. Once again, great ball movement by the Dogs.
Yeah, Wodonga's ball movement is second to none. Their one-on-one contest, as I've touched on, is just winning every single time. And that's a great mark by Kyle Winter-Irving. If he can put this through, he's doing his job at the moment. He halves his contest and he competes. But he's got to put some scoreboard pressure on. If he can get this, it's a great reward for himself.
So Kyle Winter-Irving misses badly. And his goalless run continues on here in the Ovens and Murray. That's a minor score. Better than his first attempt, Dan Vaccaro.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's taking goal kicking lessons off the Rooster from Lavington, I think, of late, just quietly.
Poor Rooster. Gee whiz, Dan. He's had a sensational year, Tim
He
Westerhoff.
has. Everything bar the kick-in has been second to none.
So Wodonga, 5-2-32, 27 points in front of North Albury, who is still yet to register a major. 5 behinds at the 16th minute mark for NZ in this second term. Trying to get Julian Hayes involved in the footy. Flicks it out towards Ramage on centre wing. He's got Jack King running for him. Hand pass was too hard. Polkinghorne swoops on the footy. Runs to half forward. Goes out wide again to Ramage. Polkinghorne goes short. Finds Jack King. Too far out to score. Wants to wheel and go and pump it in really, really long. It's a poor kick. Out of bounds on the full. A poor entry looking for Leighton Taylor and a free kick to the Dogs on the last line of defence.
Yeah, just out of bounds to the full there. So free kick to Wodonga, as you said, Panda, but they've just been really wasteful, North Albury. They've had 10 inside 50s to 6, so they're dominating the quarter in terms of territory, but they are just rushing things at the moment, and Wodonga just taking it slow and keeping the ball off them.
They certainly are. Playing really good footy of the Dogs. They've come in with a game plan, and they're executing it perfectly. Driscoll's kick was poor. It's been intercepted by Julian Hayes, who's got option short. It's Archer Gardner. What they are doing, the Dogs, are getting numbers back in defence and flooding North Albury's forward 50. As they look for Josh Minogue again. Bit of free space just over his head. Dennis out the back, looking for a free kick at goal. Dogs doing so much defending, so much right. Greenhill, his kick intercepted by Polkinghorne. Gardner, that's Archer. Fires out a hand pass to Ramage. On to King. 45 metres out towards goal. King off the side of the boot. Minor score. Ordinary kick. They've registered a goal, North Albury, but it's 6 behinds to 5-2-32 on the steer line and CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Yeah, 0 goals, 6 there. And I know they got out there, North Albury, but Donga's pressure and tackling has just been fantastic today, and that's really the reason why they're 5-2 up at the moment.
So Matty Wilson, his numbers, Dan, 40 winks.
Matty Wilson's just having his 12th disposal. He's been really good.
Until that kick, because it was
Jinxed
ordinary.
him.
Out of bounds on the full as North Albury reap the rewards. They go to Jack Penny. I reckon he's got the distance here. Jack Penny goes short instead, looking for Minogue. Duke's work good.
It's a free
Brody
kick.
has chopped the arms.
Yep.
Stiff, and Josh Minogue will line up from, say, 40 metres out on a slight angle.
Yeah, look, I think the free kick was there. It was really good forward craft and a good lead up there. And Connor Brody had no option. He tried to go for the spoil and chopped his arm. So North Albury, it's an understatement to say this is an important goal, Panda, because they've been wasteful in front of the sticks this quarter. They've had all the play. He's just got to pop this through here.
They've had one less scoring shot than Wodonga, and they trail by 26 points. This is a massive kick for North Albury's season. Josh Minogue, the Doug String leader. As we speak, Lee Williams hot on his hammer. Lines up, kick on way, is across the face, minor score. 7 behinds, North Albury to Wodonga, 5-2-32 at the 19th minute mark for NZ. Second term for Jaco Albury Wodonga.
Yeah, really deflating quarter at the moment for North Albury. They've been able to keep the ball in their 50, but their kicking has just been completely off.
Morrison out the back, a good mark over Flynn Gardner, and here comes the open space for Wodonga again. Inside attacking 50, Cullen with a really good mark up against Jet Cassidy. Had to take that mark, and he did. Goes out wide to Caden Winter. Wodonga have North Albury hemmed in well here. The wind really starting to pick up here at Button Park, favouring the Logan Road end of the ground. Winter's kick was looking for Archer Gardner.
It's a poor kick.
Point of the square. That kick's better. Finds Riley Smith. You can see they want to go corridor, North Albury, at every opportunity. Smith plays on, looking for Wiedemann. Good fist there from Michael Driscoll. Reynolds is first there. Fires out a hand pass looking for Julian Hayes. He's got Jack King in the middle of the ground. Riley Smith running past him for a hand pass. Good link-up play here by North Albury. Campbell, poor kick. Really poor kick inside forward 50. Chopped off by Charlie Morrison in a paddock of space. He goes out really wide. Looking for Driscoll, and the boundary line wins out. Wodonga holding on here. 5-2-32 to North Albury. 7 behinds. That's right, 7 behinds. 25-point lead here to the Dogs at the 20th minute mark for NZ.
Yeah, it's that last kick inside the forward 50 for North Albury that's really hurting them there. That was probably their best movement I've seen all day, go through the midfield and have space. But that kick just down the throat of Charlie Morrison is really hurting North Albury.
And the boundary throw in, How many inside 50s this quarter, Dan, for 40 Winks?
11 for North Albury and 7 for Wodonga.
So they're owning the territory, not able to put it on the scoreboard. Smith working hard, Goody. It's a high up and under, easy to defend once again for the Dogs' defence. O'Neill does well. Here's a chance for Polkinghorne, who runs and guns and dribbles towards goal, and he's missed. No, he's kicked it. The most unlikely of goal kickers has kicked North Albury's first goal with an ordinary dribble, but it doesn't matter. It's gone through for a Sunjan goal today. North Albury finally, Dan Vaccaro are on the board. 1-7-13. Trailing the Dogs 5-2-32.
Yeah, Jason Dunster would have had his heart in mouth there with the dribbler Panda, but they got it through finally. So 1 goal, 7-13 plays Wodonga 5-2-32. They've had all the play this quarter, North Albury. It's a really interesting case study for North. They were outplayed in the first quarter. They've played better this quarter, but their kicking has just been off, and their final kick inside 50. So they've gotten one. Let's see if they can get another and make it a little bit closer come half time.
So the margin sits at 19. 32 plays 13 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Here they go again through George Goody. Kicks to half forward. Riley Smith in that contest against Wilson. Mimo was pushed off the footy. Here's Polkinghorne again onto Campbell. Bit of a no-look hand pass, hit the deck. Gardner, he can set sail from 40. Archer Gardner's kicked a Sunjan goal, the point. Through from minor score. Dan Vaccaro, 1-8-14. 1-8-14. The Dogs 5-2-32. 22 minutes played for NZ in the second term. Jaco Albury Wodonga.
Yeah, apparently, unfortunately, bad kicking is bad footy for North Albury. They're playing really good. However, they're just not getting it done.
Kyle Winter-Irving with a really good mark in a mismatch against Cooper McIntosh.
Presenting well, Kyle Winter-Irving.
Playing really well as he hugs the boundary line. Miller flies from behind. Collected Goody, who went back into traffic, brought down at a big crunching fly from Tommy Miller, and we have a ball up right in front of our commentary position. Won't be too long this quarter. 1 goal each at the 23rd minute mark as Wiedemann's brought down on a really good tackle. Polkinghorne first there as the ball heads towards the boundary line. He ran out of room. We're going to have another boundary throw in right in front of our commentary position.
Yeah, another stoppage thrown here in this second quarter, but it's a lot more even. 12 inside 50s for North Albury, 7 for Wodonga. Matt Wilson's been Wodonga's best this quarter. 7 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet for him.
Archer Gardner came through that stoppage with pace, trying to get around O'Neill, just keeping the ball forward in front of him. Doing really well, Archer Gardner, as Morrison runs it over the boundary line for another throw-in, this time 55 around from North Albury's goal.
Archie Gardner, Panda, has probably been North Albury's best this quarter. He's really gotten him into the contest. His tackling pressure's high, and that run, and he hits the contest with pace, and that's really holding North Albury in better stead this quarter.
1-8-14 the Hoppers. The Dogs 5-2-32. Goody out the back towards King. Kicks it to the fat side of the ground. Ordinary kick. Talent's the first one there. Clever tap towards Minogue, who tried to go back to Talent. Dogs working hard in defence again. Lots and lots of inside 50s for North Albury as Isaac Campbell mongrels it towards goal, and it's out of bounds on the full. Another disappointing finish with more time and space for North Albury, and it's another Dogs free kick to Charlie Morrison, and they play on.
It was just a really poor kick there by King. He didn't lower his eyes, Panda. He's just sort of blazing away when North Albury gets to that 50-metre mark, and it's paying dividends here for Wodonga.
So Johnson hugs the boundary line, finds Winter-Irving right on the line. Takes a good mark, who has presented really well for Wodonga. Goes down the line looking for Ramage. Did well against Tom Miller. Big crunch there from Kyle Winter-Irving, who has he knocked out Riley Smith right in front of us? I'm not sure he has. So that was a big crunching hip and shoulder from Kyle Winter-Irving on Riley Smith, who's slow to get up. That was as big a hit as you'll see. A bone-crunching hit. I don't think it was in the head.
No,
I think he's flushed him pretty well.
I think he flushed it perfectly, just quietly, Bender. You heard it on our ambience, I'm sure, but that was a crunching pump there by Kyle Winter-Irving. He's playing well.
That was a gorilla up against the monkey. That certainly was. That was a massive crunching hit as the ball stays inside attacking 50 for North Albury. Dennis trying to fight through a little bit of space. Minogue swooping on this one as Webb, brought down at a big crunching tackle, holding the ball. And a free kick to the Wodonga Bulldogs. And Josh Mathy can just relieve a little bit of pressure as we tick up towards half-time. 26 minutes gone.
There you go.
On cue, the siren sounds to end another good quarter for the Wodonga Bulldogs. And a really good half of footy here at Button Park for the Dogs. 5-2-32. They lead North Albury 1-8-14. We'll dissect that half of footy for Elders Rural on the other side of this. We'll go around the ground. Stay with us here on O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
A.T. Jones, your local Onga specialist.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome back to Button Park, North Albury. Half time for Elders Rural here on O&M Live. Sees the Wodonga Bulldogs, well, a tale of two halves. They owned the first quarter. They were dominated in the second term, but they lead by 18 points, 5-2-32. And the North Albury Hoppers 1-8-14. That is right. 9 scoring shots to 7, yet you find yourselves 18 points down at halftime. Blake Penderecki with you, Dan Vaccaro. How have you seen the opening half, Dan?
It's been such an interesting watch, Panda. I think in the opening quarter, Wodonga definitely dominated the territory. I think North Albury were the better side in that second quarter. They dominated the territory, so they had 13 inside 50s to 7 in the second quarter. However, their forward entries have been really poor, to put it, I guess, nicely. They're doing everything right forward to centre. They're starting to even up the contest a little bit more, but just going forward has just been super wasteful. It's playing into the hands of their really good defenders in Charlie Morrison and Matt Wilson, which is really helping for the Dogs. So it's been a tale of two quarters, but North Albury have just been super wasteful.
They have been. What were the inside 50s in that second term, Dan?
Well, the inside 50s in the second term were 13 to 7. Wodonga got a couple of shallow ones, so North Albury really dominated the territory. But at halftime, as we stand, it's 17 inside 50s apiece. So they've gotten just as many looks. They've actually had one more scoring shot, North Albury, than Wodonga, and they find themselves 3 goals down. So it's really interesting. They've just really got to tidy up their ball use. I don't know if it's perceived pressure. Wodonga's pressure in that first quarter was unbelievable, so I don't know if North Albury are rushing a little bit around that contest as well, but they're going to have to just be a little bit cleaner. I think that's what is really the difference in this game, is the polish North Albury are lacking and Wodonga aren't.
I think a little bit of pressure of the scoreboard has probably played into it a little bit as well, and what's at stake. So Wodonga were 3 goals in front at the 11th minute mark of the first quarter, and you look up in a game where you need to win and you need to, if you lose, not drop much percentage, and you see yourselves 3 goals down, and you can see they were going towards Josh Minogue so much. They were trying their absolute butts off, but the entries haven't been great. They haven't lowered their eyes, and I think a little bit of that scoreboard, what's at stake, elimination final pressure has probably crept into North Albury's game a little bit.
It has, and I also think it's probably hats off to Wodonga and the way they set up defensively as well, Panda. I don't think they give them a clear look. They're just a team that is so confident in their defenders. We talked about it last week. The reason why Charlie Morrison is so good with ball in hand is because he's confident in his defence, and that's the reason why they set up better than anyone. Dan Wortman is so underrated. You talk about Connor Brodie. He's gotten so many fists in there today that he's been super important for them as well. So their defence is set up really well, and it gives North Albury almost harder look. So when teams are sort of kicking badly, you got to look at where they're having their shots from. There's been a couple of boundary misses. They're not kicking directly in front because Wodonga are pushing them out wide. So it's a little bit of both. I think their entries have been poor, but Wodonga's setup has been so good defensively as well.
Who were some of the stat winners on your 40-wing stat sheet in the first half, Dan?
Well, I think for Wodonga Bulldogs, in the first half, Josh Mathy, he had 10 disposals in the first quarter and only 5 in the second, but he's got 15 and a goal, so he's been one of Wodonga's best. Charlie Morrison was our McRae Motors quarter's best that quarter. He had 7 disposals, and he was really just that driving force for Wodonga off that half-back line. He's not going near Josh Minogue. I think we discussed that earlier in the game. It's such a fine line because you stop Josh Minogue and you win, but also if you don't stop Charlie Morrison, it's hard to win as well. So that he's starting to play that really important role for Wodonga, so he's been fantastic. And Matt Wilson as well has had 12 disposals to half-time, 7 in that quarter, so he's really important for that defence for Wodonga. He's playing a little bit more stay-at-home. You see Matt Wilson usually playing all three positions of the ground in games, but at the moment he's really solidifying that role down back. And then over for North Albury, the guys I'm taking the stats for have been a little bit quiet. Tim Broomhead's only had the 5 disposals, so he's really getting tagged out of the game. It's Ollie Greenhill for most part, but then you see Jack Yallen and a couple other guys go to him throughout that half as well. Julian Hayes, really quiet for him as well, 5 disposals, and Caden Winter only the 6 disposals. So that's almost proof in the pudding as well. Your 3 best ball users aren't getting the footy, so that really hurts North Albury and their entries inside forward 50. I think North Albury's best player, who I'm not taking his number, is Archer Gardner. He's been fantastic. He's a really driving force for North Albury. His tackling pressure's been fantastic from the get-go, and his run at the contest is really dangerous. So if they can find the ball in his hands more often, North Albury get back into this game for mine.
Josh Minogue's kicked the 4 behinds out of the 8 behinds that North Albury have kicked, so they've had looks.
Yeah.
Some of those shots at goal have been from a fair distance. and one in the first quarter was from a tightish angle, but he's had 4 looks at goal. So if you kick 1 or 2 of those, it's a completely different looking scoreboard and game.
Yeah, it's neck to neck, and that's probably how it should be if you look at the entries and how much ball North Albury had that half. It should definitely be a lot closer than what it is, but bad kicking is bad footy, Panda.
Certainly is. Let's go around the grounds because we know what's at stake in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. In round 18, we know that North Albury, if they win, they are in and playing in September. If Wodonga win, exactly the same. The Magpies will win and they will find the percentage. So you can bank the Magpies in 3rd position right now. They're 13-8-86 over the Wodonga Raiders 1-4-10. So it'll be a Wang Derby qualifying final next week. We can lock that away.
Beautiful.
Albury have come from behind and they currently lead Myrtleford by 7 points. 9-5-59 to Myrtleford 8-4-52. That's the current score at halftime at the sports grounds.
And just quietly, what a showing there by Myrtleford. Like, that is one of the hardest games in football, Albury at Albury Sports Ground, and Myrtleford are really putting them to the sword, which is amazing to see, with finals on the line for Albury as well.
Yeah, so 5-2 in that second quarter sees Albury with a 7-point lead at half-time. So they'll be happy over there at Tigerland. The Rovers 6-5-41 lead Yarrawonga 4-7-31 at half-time there. Alex Marklu's kicked 4 goals for the Rovers. Lee Williams has kicked 2 for Yarrawonga. So the Doug Strang battle is back to 2. The difference between Josh Minogue and Lee Williams.
It is. It's a fight right to the end there, which is great to see. Just like the season, Panda and the ladder, but Wangaratta Rovers, they might just be timing their run to perfection at the moment. We talk about Yarrawonga being the best team all year, but that doesn't matter. You've got to be the best team come September, and Rovers are banging on that door.
Timmy Ulsterhoff, the Rooster, has 3 goals to half-time as Lavington lead Corowa 7-4-46 to Corowa 4-6-30. They've been outstanding in the second half of the year, I reckon. Corowa Rutherglen, goals for Darcy Hope, Scott Jansen, Tyson Willis, and also Bailey Minogue. Let's go out to the Duns Twin City Cranes Tallangatta and District Football Netball League, where we have the first qualifying final at the moment between Chilton and also Kiwa Sandy Creek. And I'm checking the live stream, and there's no scoreboard at halftime.
That
so
is
I have
fantastic.
no idea what the score is there.
Great work there, Panda.
No idea what the score is there. Dan, in the A-grade netball, all thanks to Ray White Rural, the Wodonga Raiders have wrapped up the minor premiership. They have defeated the Wang Magpies 46-40. So the Raiders, they get the week off next week. So well done to them. Yarrawonga have defeated the Rovers 64-34. Corowa have defeated Lavington 54-32. North Albury have defeated Wodonga 58-48. And Myrtleford have defeated Albury 53-43. So your first week of September in your A-grade netball for Ray White Rural will be the Wang Magpies against Yarrawonga in the first qualifying final, and it will be Corowa and North Albury in the elimination final.
Wow, how good is that?
Unbelievable. What's happening in the AFL footy now?
A couple of floggings. So, well, we'll start off at GMHBA Stadium. Geelong Cats 18-6, 114 to West Coast 2-2-14 at half-time.
No,
Panda.
100 points at half-time.
100 points at half-time. Jeremy Cameron has kicked 7 goals straight. That is unbelievable. And Hawthorn have just notched up their 100-point lead as well. 22-14, 146. Plays North Albury 7-4-40. North Melbourne, sorry. 7-4-46 there. So a couple of fizzes in the AFL. And then later on, Richmond versus Gold Coast Suns at the MCG at 3:20. And then tonight's game, Brisbane Lions take on your mob Essendon at the Gabba. And Sydney Swans and Adelaide at the SCG at 7:40.
We'll head to TDFL score. 24 lead Chilton 3-2-20. A big thanks to Lukey Chilcott and Wangaratta and Indigo Computers, who of course supply all the live streams to the Tallangatta League, and of course us here on Ovens and Murray as well. You're a good man, Lukey, who's had a big week. So well done. 3-6-24 the Hawks. Chilton 3-2-20 in the TDFL. In the Upper Murray Grand Final, Dan Vaccaro, Cudgua 5-9 lead Bullio 3-4. Cudgua was 0-4 at quarter time. Bullio were in front by 20-odd points. Adam Pryor kicked 3 in the second quarter.
He's a game Pryor. He's still kicking goals. He did it at Raiders, he did it at Lavie, and now he's doing it at Cudgy.
He did indeed. So well done to Cudgua, who are leading Bullio. They've won 27 straight in the Upper Murray, have Cudgua. 27 games on the trot.
That's a choke.
So that is some sort of win streak they are on. Alrighty, 1 minute until our halftime break ends, Dan Vaccaro. What do North Albury need to do in this third quarter to get themselves back into this game?
Well, they've got to fix one thing, Pan, and they've got to be more polished going inside forward 50. They've got to be a little bit cooler under pressure, and they've got to start finding targets. I don't think they did a whole lot wrong, but they've definitely got to be better with their skills.
Let's take a break. Umpires are out on the ground. Second half on the other side of this. Elders Rural halftime show done and dusted on 2AY's O&M Live. You will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Perfect timing because we are underway. The ball is up in the air in the third quarter and Wodonga go forward through Driscoll. They got the wind in this third quarter, all thanks to the locker room at the SS&A, and they lead this ball game by 18 points, 5-2-32 to the North Albury Hoppers 1-8-14. So Wodonga currently in the 5 as we speak. And here's Greenhill trying to swoop on this footy. And Wiedemann swoops on him. Yeah. He's done a great job on Tim Broomhead, hasn't he?
He has. He's playing a very sacrificial role at the moment, but Tim Broomhead had no disposals in the second quarter and 5 for the game, so doing a great job, Ollie.
Driscoll straight down to Yelland, who was unopposed at that clearance. High up and under Weaven. Goes back and takes a nice mark. Usually wears the 24 does Harry, but wearing number 15 today. He goes short to King. North Albury come through the corridor. Goody. Had Reynolds running past.
Been
good. It goes short.
Been good, Goody. First game back in a little bit.
On to Talent. Plays on, then goes short at the last minute to Winter. Just edge of the centre square. Halfway point of Button Park. Kicks in towards his housemate and Nathan Dennis, who's been pretty quiet. Rolling Polkinghorne swooping on this footy. His hand pass missed Goody. It was ordinary. He flicks it out towards Penny, who's fired on goal and missed. Another minor score, 1 goal 9 North Albury, trailing the Wodonga Bulldogs 5-32. Tail of the first half, Dan Vicara at the 1.5 minute mark for NZ in this third term.
Yeah, he couldn't have said it better myself, Panda. Then ball movement was good as Wodonga just cough one up there.
They do. Julian Hayes sweeps on this football. So's Dennis there. Morrison with a big driving tackle, and he's done a sling tackle there, and it's a free kick. I reckon it's to Jack Penny maybe for North Albury, who's at the bottom of that pack. It's either Penny or Goody. No, it's Penny.
He's Penny, yeah.
That was aggressive from Morrison, and Penny will line up 30 metres out slide angle.
Yeah, probably just unnecessary for Morrison. He's sort of not that type of player, but he just carried on with a little bit too much and slammed him into the ground. So good call by the umpire. And yeah, slide angle about 30 metres out from goal.
Kicking right into the breeze is Jack Penny here. He's kicked 2 behinds today, and that's been the tale of North Albury's day. They got 9 behinds. 1-9-15, trailing Wodonga 5-2-32. As Penny lines up in front of the can bar. Nice little approach on goal. I reckon he's kicked it. Great start to the second half for the Hoppers. They get their second major. 2-9-21, I believe, if my maths is correct, Dan. Trailing the Dogs 5-2-32. The margin of all of a sudden back to 11 points.
Yeah, great work there, Penner, and great work by North Albury. That was a really good finish there by Jack Penny. I think he's playing a really good game of football, and yeah, Charlie Morrison just uncharacteristic, probably just gave away that free kick. I noticed then he was asking the umpire when he was on the mark too. He was doing this to the umpire to see if he could actually jump. So it's
Mason
extraordinary.
Cox does that.
It's extraordinary to know that players still aren't sure if they can move on the mark a little bit by jumping or not moving at all. But yeah, really good finish by Jack Penny, and that's exactly what they needed, and now it's close.
It certainly is. 21 plays 32 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Big hello to Jeff Gray, big supporter of O&M Live, and a major sponsor of North Albury, in fact.
Just a little bit of pushy and shovey at the moment, which is great to see by both teams.
Absolutely.
George Goody in the thick of it, as
plenty
usual.
on the line as Broomhead retreats towards Reynolds. He goes out towards Nathan Dennis, who takes a nice mark in front of Soroczynski, in front of Morrison, in fact. Then has to kick off a step towards Polkinghorne. Will Bradshaw there. Polkinghorne, nice shepherd towards Gardner, who kicks a high up and under around the corner inside 50. What a mark from Ollie Greenhill. Yeah. An elite body and paint marker today in defence. Courageous from Ollie Greenhill.
Such a fearless leader, Ollie Greenhill. He's playing a great game on Broomhead today, and that is a fantastic mark.
This relieves a bit of pressure for Wodonga. Goes down the line, looking for Winter Irving. Weaving in front of him. And we've got another ball up, another stoppage right in front of the benches, broadcast side centre wing.
It's good stuff by both teams. North Albury are starting to play good. They've just got to tighten up that entry inside forward 50, and they're well on their way to make a contest out of this game.
Gardner, you just got in the back there of Bradshaw, but the umpire says, give it to me. And we'll have another ball up. Sun shining beautifully here at Button Park. Hardly a cloud in the sky. A ripping day for footy. Got the TDFL finals. You got a big round 18 finish and plenty on the line for both sides. What a pick up from Yelland on to Bradshaw. Inside 50, clinical from the Dogs. Miller, did he just get tunneled at the last minute? Stiff not to get a free kick there was Tommy Miller. As the Hoppers now relieve pressure through Julian Hayes. He fires it out wide, looking for Leighton Taylor. The ball just sits up as Reynolds applies a defensive tackle on a Bulldog. It's Soroczynski. We have a ball up. at half forward for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Yeah, really close second half, and that was good ball movement there by Wodonga. That pick up from Jack Yellen was second to none, and Tommy Miller just couldn't hold on to the mark, but it's a very tight third quarter.
Sorochinski off a step from the stoppage, tumbles it inside 50. Gill out the back, Hayes in front with an elite body and paint mark of the day. Plays on straight away, looking for Tim Broomhead. The first bit of space he's had in weeks. Tim Broomhead, Ollie Greenhill right on the mark. Tries to look for Archer Gardner. Bradshaw just slipped at the last minute. No, Gardner has a chance if he can pick up a clean footy. He wins a free kick for a hold, which I'm not sure was there against Venturoni. As Gardner goes short to Wiedemann. It's an open 50. He's got a man on in the pocket. It's 50 against Wilson. I'm not sure whether Wilson or Andrews was on the mark. I'm not sure whether that was there.
Well, I think
it is actually.
It is, because Andrew was on the mark. He was the elected man on the mark. So that means if Wilson was able to smother that, he was closer than what Wilson was. So he was far too close to the player taking the free kick. So,
and another 50.
It is another 50. So this will be a sure goal.
So this is right to the goal line, and Jackson Wiedemann's going to bang this one through. And North Albury, against the wind, have come out and kicked 2 goals. And now it's back to 5 points. 3-9-27 to Wodonga 5-2-32. Just the start that North Albury and Tim Broomhead would have wanted.
Yeah, and this is just, they've been playing better footy since quarter time. Basically, North Albury, they were just a little bit sloppy in the second quarter, but now they're starting to be clinical. So Wodonga really have to try and figure out how they're going to get their ball forward and keep it in there, just like North Albury had that task arise to them in the second quarter. But good finish there, probably very indisciplined into give away the back-to-back 50-metre penalties there. So Wodonga need to repay the faith here.
You can see that was just a reaction from Wilson to touch that football.
And it's not his fault, but he was too close into the main of the mark, so it had to be 50.
Especially when the umpires called stand to Andrews as well. So by the letter of the law, it's stiff. It's a free kick to North Albury. Here they go again through Goody, onto Penny, getting really busy in this ball game. Campbell fires into the middle onto Wiedemann, onto Broomhead, who wants his right foot. Gets around Cassidy. Low driving kick out wide, looking for Reynolds. Good clean pick up, and here's some good movement for the Hoppers. Penny fires it in. Morrison, another intercept mark. The best interceptor in the competition, alongside Tommy Boyd in season 2024. As he goes short to Mathy. His number's Dan Vaccaro.
He's better to have his 18th.
He's been brilliant. 1 goal as well. Writing him down for 19 as he gets a 1-2. Kicks in the middle of the ground towards Jorgensen, just over his head. Swooping on this one for the Dogs was Miller. Met in a big tackle. Yellen onto Jorgensen, who runs to 45 and nails a Sunjan goal today for the Dogs. Adam Jorgensen against the run of play. Answers straight back for the Bulldogs. They got their 6. 6-2-38. The Hoppers are 3-9-27. Dan Vaccaro, Imperations paid scoreboard.
Yeah, great response there by Wodonga, and great handball in the contest there by Tom Miller. The newfound forward for Wodonga. He was just able to sort of win that one-on-one, get a handball out, and Jorgensen makes no mistake. We rarely see Jorgensen make a mistake, and that work from Josh Matthew off the half-back line in tandem with Charlie Morrison is Bulldogs-esque, but they've got to do it more often because North Albury are coming.
When they go quick, the Dogs, they pull a trigger, and gee whiz, they look really good. They've played slow football today, but that was brilliant right through the middle of Button Park. Here go the Hoppers again. Broomhead, interesting hand pass towards Taylor. McIntosh there, Gill next to him. We're going to have a scrimmage. A ball up, edge of the square, just forward to centre for North Albury.
Yeah, and Tim Broomhead starting to get involved. 4 disposals this quarter, which brings his total to 9 for the day. So just starting to get a little bit more ball.
Caden Winter, he's been super quiet as well as the North Albury assistant coach. Good hand pass from Wiedemann on to James Webb. Inside 50 looking for Taylor. Out the back is Riley Smith. He's going to run on and kick a goal. An unlikely goal kicker is Riley Smith. Right place, right time, and he's got North Albury's third of the third term. 4-9-33, back to a 5-point margin. Wodonga are 6-2-38, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, and that was a sheer will by North Albury to be able to get the ball and just keep moving it forward. And the footy got out the back and made a no mistake there, Riley Smith. But it's just becoming a shootout now, Panda, which is exactly what you want to see from the neutral. But that was fantastic work by North Albury. Their work in the middle of the ground has improved. We spoke about Tim Broom, and he's starting to get a little bit more involved, so I don't know if that's got something to do with it. Caden Winter's still been quiet, but their work in the midfield's better, and their work going up forward is a lot cleaner as well. So this makes for a great second half.
It certainly does. So North Albury had only kicked the 1 goal at half time. They've now kicked 3 in the third term. And all of a sudden it's a 5-point ball game in the biggest home and away game of the season to date. And it's coming round 18 here on 2AY's O&M Live. Hope you're enjoying the action. Big hello to Dougie Greshke, our cameraman, bringing you all the pictures, and Lukey Chilcott from Wangaratta and Indigo Computers with the live stream as well. As a free kick here goes to James Webb for North Albury. He's got it on centre wing. That breeze has just dropped, I reckon, Dan Vaccaro.
It has.
As James Webb fires the hoppers back into attack. Minogue, Wiedemann down there. Penny swooping on a loose footy. Going by hand towards Gardner. Just fumbled at the last minute. Has to fire it back towards Cullen. Gives it back to Gardner. This is good pressure here from the Dogs. They force North Albury right back towards the middle of the ground as Hayes marks. Played on straight away. Gardner lowers the eyes over the head, and out the back is Minogue. And Josh Minogue will fire on goal to give North Albury the lead, 45 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, well, that was good pressure by Wodonga, but North Albury's will as he gives up to Broomhead now.
Broomhead loads up from 50, fires towards goal, doesn't make the distance. Has it been marked? Well, I think it's been marked by Nathan Leighton Taylor. It has. An elite body and paint mark of the day from Leighton Taylor, who will run around here and try and snap to give North Albury the lead. He's lining up for a drop punt. He runs around. He kicks a point. Minor score, 4-10-34. North Albury, the Bulldogs, 6-2-38 at the 11th minute mark for NZ in this third term for the locker room at the SS&A.
Are you surprised Minogue didn't go back there from 50 out, Panda?
Well, he hasn't had his kicking boots on, so maybe he wanted to fire it off to somebody else.
Give it a Broomhead. So
a minor score for North Albury, but they're certainly come out with the ascendancy in this third term and the energy levels to match it. As Winter applies a good tackle on Bradshaw. Careful, was unlucky probably not to get a free kick for a sling tackle there, Bradshaw. And we got another ball up right on centre wing.
It's tough in the contest, as we just say, a little casualty there for North Albury.
Darcy Cullen pretty slow to get up, holding his quad. Here's young Darcy Cullen, who looks like he's going to come from the ground. Bradshaw trying to fight through a tackle. Goody on hands and knees.
We just see Tom Miller as well starting to get injected into the midfield as well. He's probably been a little bit lost today in the half-forward role, so if he can get in the midfield and get his good skills on it, help Wodonga a lot.
And Fletcher Ramage has gone with him, so that must be just you're playing on him and you're going wherever he goes. As Wodonga kicked towards half-forward. Johnson came out and tapped it to himself onto Green. He'll had to get rid of it in the nick of time. Goes inside forward 50, over the head of Kyle Winter-Irving. Harry Weaven's the only one back there for North Albury with an old-fashioned foot race. Goes out wide with a relieving kick, looking towards McIntosh, up against Soroczynski, one-on-one. And the boundary line wins out. You can see how much this football game means to both sides, Dan Vaccaro. It's exactly where we want
it. It's great to watch, actually. It's old-fashioned footy. It's one-on-one contest. It's hard in the contest as well, so it's unbelievable to watch from both teams. It's a little bit of a shootout this quarter.
It certainly is. We've only had the 10 goals for the day, but so much on the line here. A spot in September as Riley Smith dribbles the ball down the boundary line. Morrison, hand pass towards Bradshaw. They go back to Venturoni. Off a step to half forward. Miller caught behind. Ramage was there as well. Jorgensen over this footy, and he wins the free kick for a hold, does Adam Jorgensen.
Yeah, he made the umpire notice, but I think it was there.
He's got the distance. He goes short towards Cassidy, outstretched arms. In fact, it was Miller. Stiff not to get a free kick again there with the Dogs as Weaven goes short towards his old Brockburn teammate Talent, who overran the football. Gardner, big tackle on Andrews. Ball up right in front of our commentary position, just forward of the wing for Wodonga, who leads 6-2-38. North Albury 4-10-34. 14 minutes played for NZ on our Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Yeah. Stakes are very high for both teams at the moment. You just saw Andrews take that tackle instead of giving an errant handball out.
As Bradshaw snaps around the corner. That's a great mark from Miller down low. He had to take that mark. It was at bootlace level, and he reckons he's got the journey here, does Tommy Miller.
He can kick. I don't know the accuracy. It is a tight angle, but he's definitely backing himself.
He's going to line up from 50, pretty much on the boundary. The junction of the 50 and the boundary. Takes some sort of kick, never gave it a chance. Out of bounds on the full from the man who has kicked 8 goals in the last 3 or 4 weeks of footy. And a free kick here to North Albury. What are the stat sheets 40 Winks telling us in this third term, Dan Vaccaro?
Well, Wodonga are starting to assertify themselves in their forward half at the moment, so 8 inside 50s to 4. But again, it's almost like North Albury of the second quarter. They're just not able to capitalise at this stage.
We'll go around the ground soon for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Find out what's happening at the Albury Sports Ground between the Tigers and the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. And, of course, we'll keep you updated on all the games around the SS&A Ovens and Murray's. Dan's just had a little chuckle to me. So what is the score, Dan?
We'll go straight to the Albury Sports Ground. Albury 9-5-59, Myrtleford 11-4-70. They're just there, aren't they? Unbelievable work by the Saints.
So Myrtleford beating Albury by 11 points at the Albury Sports Ground. We'll keep you updated on our 3&E broadcast game there. So much at stake for the Tigers today. And the Dogs, 6-2-38, leading North Albury 4-10-34. As that was a poor kick from North Albury.
Yep.
It's out of bounds on the full. It's going to be a free kick to the Dogs on the far wing. And Michael Driscoll, who was the late inclusion, goes short to Will Bradshaw. And he goes really short to Jorgensen. And they've opened up the corridor here, the Dogs, beautifully. It's Isaac O'Neill. Off a step, likes the matchup of Riley Gill and Campbell. Gill did pretty well. Cassidy got caught head high. Thought it was pretty high as Ramage has to retreat inboard towards Webb. Tries to fight through a couple of tackles and wasn't able to. Here's a chance for Tom Miller. Snaps towards goal. Good tackle there from Ramage at the last minute. And it puts it out of bounds on the full, no score to the Dogs.
Yeah, I think he had the player out there, Tom Miller. He had to give that handball over the top into the pocket. But I think that was Jack Matey sitting in the pocket there. So that's a little bit disappointing, but we've got to figure out a way to lock it in here.
They're owning the territory in the last 5 or so minutes. The Wodonga Bulldogs. As Ramage goes long and high out of defence. Good fist from Connor Brodie. Falls the way of Matey. Gardner drilled him into the ground with a big crunching tackle. There's Archer looking for Minogue. Fires out a hand pass towards Reynolds. He's first there. Broadcast wing of the Hoppers. Campbell kicks towards the leading man, which is Jackson Wiedemann, who's got grass in front of him. Taps it in front of him and then runs it over the boundary line. Gains valuable yardage for the Hoppers. And it will be thrown back in 55 around from their goal.
Tight tussle here. Josh Maythew, we just saw then. He's having a really good game. So he's up to 20 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. And the score is 4-10-34 North Albury to Wodonga's 6-2-38. 17.5 minutes gone in the third.
All for NZ and Inspirations Paint. And, of course, wonderful supporters of O&M Live in the locker room at the SS&A. As Riley Smith marks on centre wing. A couple of options presenting forward for Riley. He's being told just to pump it long as far as he can. He does just that. Minogue! Is there a free kick for Dennis? I reckon it's a hold.
It's Nathan Dennis, the Wodonga Bulldogs player, just pushed him out of the contest behind that Minogue attempted mark there. So it was definitely a free kick. And whoever set shot 45 out directly in front.
So he's kicking into the breeze, is Nathan Dennis. He's had a really quiet day. And he's going to line up for his first goal of the day. He's kicked 32 in season 2024. A really good year as a half forward. And he's going to back himself in from directly in front. This to give North Albury the lead for the first time today. Comes in directly in front, went for distance, not the accuracy. Got it pretty easy in the end, and it's a minor score. 4-11-35 North Albury, trailing the Dogs 6-2-38. On the Inspirations Paint scoreboards, we tick up towards 19 minutes played for NZ Albury.
Yeah, and the inside 50 count in the 40-wing stat sheet shows that Wodonga are dominating this third quarter, but just no scoreboard pressure. 9 inside 50s to 5 in the third.
As Tommy Johnson takes a nice mark at half-back, long way from home.
Been good, Tommy Johnson.
Has indeed. I reckon the two big bananas for the Dogs have been pretty good. Winter Irving, minus his kicking. He has led well all day.
This man has been good, Ollie Greenhill.
He certainly has. Forced to kick off a step towards centre wing. Miller with the sit against Ramage, not able to mark. Threw it over the back. Ran out of turf. Boundary throw in, true centre wing. Far side of the ground. We might just go around the grounds quickly again if you refresh your phone, Dan Vaccaro for Mr. So's Pool World.
Yeah, scores. North Albury Tigers, 11-5-71 to Myrtleford 11-4-70. So they're back in front, just Albury.
What a fight the Myrtleford Alpine Saints are putting up.
And the other game just quickly at WJ Finlay. Wangaratta Rovers 6-6-42 to Yarrawonga 6-10-46. So they've just hit the front as well.
First time today for Yarrawonga as Wilson kicks the Dogs into attack. In the end, the boundary line is going to win out. So just repeating for Ray White Rural, the Wodonga Raiders have wrapped up the minor premiership in the A-grade netball. Well done to Jody House and everybody at the Raiders. An outstanding year, and they get the week off, and the Magpies will play Yarrawonga in the first qualifying final next Saturday. And we're going to chat to David Sinclair post this as well to find out where those first week of finals will be played. Weaven in defence, punches that one towards the boundary line. Matey just fell over as he went to kick. And in the end, Julian Hayes rushes that one over the boundary line for the Dogs. And they now move to 6-3-39. 4-point leaders over North Albury, 4-11-35.
Good kick by Hayes. Just had a quiet day, just his 9th disposal for him, and he's taken the kick-outs as well.
So Polkinghorne goes short to Smith. Has played really well, has Riley Smith. Kick to goal. Since coming back in from a big suspension earlier in the year. Goes short to Winter. He goes short to Hayes at half-back. He's called to play on. Goes by hand to Broomhead. So this is really good play here from Wodonga. They've hemmed North Albury in with a really good zone. They were just trying to hold on to the footy and try and force an errant disposal. Ramage goes short to Smith. Still in his own defensive 50. Now he's forced to go long. Taylor out the back takes a nice mark, and it might just open up a little bit now for North Albury.
Saw the mismatch, North.
Goes short to Goody, who wants a free kick for a 50, wants to give a hand pass as well. He wheels around on the right, goes really long to a big pack of players. Out the back, Keith Talent can run on and put North Albury in front for the first time today. Keith Talent with a Sunjan goal today, and the Hoppers are in front by 2 points. The ball got out the back. He was the first there. He dribbled it through, and the Hoppers are in front.
Yeah, methodical football personified there by North Albury. They were fantastic. Wodonga put the defensive pressure on them. They weren't scared of it. They were able to chip it until they had the opening. They saw the mismatch there with Cade Mimo and the North Albury player, and then they were able to go into the midfield and go up forward and get someone out the back, which they've done a number of times today. So that is the best play I've seen today from North Albury. That was fantastic work by them.
Made it work with the dribble finish, as did Polkinghorne early in the day as well, Dan.
I don't like it, Panda.
I don't like the dribble either. I'm in the Jason Chief Dunstall boat for sure. But more importantly, North Albury are in the 5, and they are in front for the first time today. They've had to do it the hard way. They've kicked 5 goals, 11-41 to the Dogs, 6-3-39. And we've got a free kick here to Josh Matey in the back against George Goody.
It
is Jack Yellen, you're right.
Slammed him into the tackle a little bit.
He gives a hand pass off to Dan Wortman. Unconventional left foot kick finds Matey. He goes short towards Jorgensen. Gardner leaps high with an elite body and paint mark of the day for young Archer. Flew very high. How many times would he have done that against his brothers in the backyard, Dan Vaccaro?
Oh, he would have done it plenty of times. Competitive brothers, but Josh Matey just had to go back there. He's got 50 metres in him, and that would have been a settler. So I think he had to go back.
Certainly did. As Caden Winter has the ball at half back here for North Albury. His numbers for 40 Winks, Dan Vaccaro.
Caden Winter has had the 8.
So a quiet day for the former North Wagga coach as he kicks towards Taylor. And the ball goes out of bounds right in front of our commentary position. Sun still shining here on a beautiful August Saturday at Bunton Park. Third term for the locker room at the SS&A. It's been a 4-goal third quarter for the North Albury Hoppers. 4-1 as Yellen gets a kick out of the congestion. Inside 50. Broomhead's gone behind the footy. His first one there. Runs out of defence. Flicks a hand pass over the top to Reynolds. Here's a bit of space. A bit of run for the Hoppers. He runs to centre wing. Kicks towards Minogue. Brody did really well. And then Minogue applies a big crunching tackle at ground level. We'll have a ball up inside 50 for the North Albury Hoppers.
Yeah, and his one-on-one work's been really good today, Connor Brody. If he finds himself in that position, he's really good at getting that fist.
Good ball movement again for the Hoppers. I reckon have just sort of thrown caution to the wind in this second half. Matty Wilson had a really quiet term. He's in a bit of trouble. He's caught high. He's Matt Wilson.
He's just had the 2 disposals this term, Matty Wilson.
And a well-deserved free kick for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Deep in defence. Who plays on, goes short. Good mark, Driscoll in front of Tim Broomhead with a mismatch. So at the 24th minute mark of the third term, it's the Hoppers by 2 points.
And 50 metres.
And a 50-metre free kick against Tim Broomhead. That was just really silly.
We saw it earlier. Wodonga did it in the first half. He just sat on the ball and just took that little bit too long, and the umpire was quick onto it.
Tell you what, there's a bit of feeling in this one with both sets of fans. That can bar is as packed as you get with Dogs fans and North fans. So much on the line as Driscoll gets marched to about 70 from goal. Kicks in the hot spot. Flying there from behind was Taylor. not able to mark. Hayes is there, gives a hand pass off to Gardner. So the Hoppers with numbers in defence through Flynn Gardner. Exiting kick, looking towards Campbell, and the Dogs punch it over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in, 50 metres around from their goal. The Hoppers by 2 points, 41 plays 39. Dan Vaccaro for the Newmarket Hotel.
Oh, it's just such an even contest. Both teams are really going toe-to-toe here. Their attacking's just getting shut down from both ends. So what a last quarter we're going to have. 25 and a half minutes gone in the third.
Blake Penderecott with you for Macrae Motors, and Dan Vaccaro dominating for the Newmarket and 40 Winks today. Bradshaw's kick was partially smothered. Flynn Gardner's working hard for North Albury, and he taps it towards the boundary line, and we'll have another throw in. Deep in stoppage time here in this third term.
And just a little bit of pushy and shovey again here, so there's a lot of feeling in it, Panda, and it's just building up, so I can't help but think this last quarter is going to be fiery.
Tom Miller, did he get grabbed high? Wanted a free kick, spills out towards Bradshaw, brought down to bring Wiedemann tackle. Greenhill's over this footy. Oh no, he's pinged holding the ball. I hate that rule. He's the only one that wanted to fight for that footy. He dives on the ball and Gardner wraps him up, and it's a free kick here to North Albury.
Letter of the law.
It is. And it's a free kick here to Gardner. Hoppers by 2, 41 to 39. His kick's really ordinary. Maybe justice. And it's out of bounds on the full. And a chance for the Dogs to reload here.
It's a really poor kick there by Gardner, who's such a beautiful user of the footy. As R18 will go inside forward 50 here for Wodonga.
He runs to 50. Kicks it to the top of the goal square. Hayes with a mismatch against Winter Irving. And it's brushed through for a minor score to the Dogs. And the margin is back to the nearest of margins. 6-4-40, the Dogs, trailing North Albury 5-11-41.
Timmy Broomhead, he's had a really good quarter. He's going to have his 9th disposal, so he's working his way into the game really good, which is super important for North going into the last.
And you see they're just going to take time off the clock here. North Albury. Hayes with a dangerous kick. Finds Archer Gardner.
Been one of their best today, Archer Gardner for mine.
Deep in defence. He goes short to Broomhead. See the Rovers do this so often, Dan, late in quarters.
Yep. Yeah, they do it better than anyone, and North Albury are just trying to solidify that themselves.
A bullet pass to Keith Talent. Long way from home.
How's the haircut on Keithy Talent, man?
Yeah, not sure about it. I reckon his old man Greg might have give it to him. As Talent goes towards the wing. Weaven dives on this football. Doesn't want to get rid of it. We're going to have a boundary ball up, I should say. As the siren sounds to end a very, very good third quarter for the North Albury Hoppers. 4-1. And they take a 1-point lead into the three-quarter time break. Stay with us. It's the finish we want here on O&M Live. It's the finish we want in round 18. Who's going to play finals? Is it the Dogs? Is it the Hoppers? We'll find out in 35 minutes. You're listening to O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Cavalier Homes. Every day lives here. Looking for your...
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Certainly is. What a finish we have to end the SS&A Ovens and Murray round 18 home and away season. North Albury with the slenderest of leads over the Dogs. 5-11-41 over the Dogs. 6-4-40. Blake Penderescott with you. Dan Vaccaro. We're going to throw now to Dan Vaccaro for our 40 Winks stats update and our quarters best for McRae Motors in that third term.
Yeah, Panda, it was so interesting that quarter. North Albury really came out and they've been the better team since quarter time, to be honest, and their inside 50 counts shows that. They had 8 inside 50 up to 25. Actually, Wodonga have had the more inside 50s at 31, so it is super even. Quarter's best for North Albury, Tim Broomhead. He had 10 disposals that quarter, which brings his total up to 15 after being really well held that quarter as well. And Josh Mathie, he had the 7 disposals that quarter as well, and he takes his total up to 20.
Alrighty, we'll go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's pool world, and we will find out what's happening in the other games at three-quarter time. So the Magpies have sewn up third position. They're currently 136 points in front of the Raiders, so you can put that in the bank. Myrtleford are beating Albury by 4 points, 88-84. So the Myrtleford Alpine Saints are currently keeping Albury out of September as we speak. And Yarrawonga are defeating the Rovers by 7 points, 55-48. As we head around the grounds, very interesting here.
Oh, I'll tell you what, if Myrtleford were able to hold on and Wodonga lose, there'll be some happy Wodonga people.
Absolutely, there will be.
Myrtleford fans for the night.
But they won't care, the Dogs. They just want to get the job done here at Button Park. 6-4-40 to North Albury, 5-11-41. Will it be Wodonga's final quarter of the year? Will it be North Albury's final quarter of the year? Who knows? We'll find out in half an hour or so, hey? Round 18 in the SS&A Ovens and Murray on a perfect picture August day. We would not have it any other way. A massive crowd here, Dan. I reckon you might be right. I reckon there might be 2,000 here.
Oh, you laughed at me before, Panda.
I did. I apologise. I take it back. Here we go. North Albury and the Dogs. September on the line for the winner. Ollie Greenhill goes forward first for the Dogs, inside 50. Slipping down was the North Albury player. Sorochinski marks, plays on, gets a 1-2. Sorochinski goes bang! And the Dogs hit the lead. What a start to the fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds. Sorochinski's gone forward. He's hit the Sunjan goal today, and the Dogs have the lead by 5 points.
I haven't even sat down, Panda. I can't even write that quick. That was fantastic work by Wodonga. Ollie Greenhill has been one of the better players today. He's done a good job on Tim Broomhead, but what fantastic clearance work there. And to get it forward and play on with that amount of confidence, that's exactly the start Wodonga wanted to start this fourth term.
So they've thrown Sorochinski forward. They've thrown Matty Wilson into the middle. They've made a couple of changes, have the Dogs coaching staff. Could that be the difference that puts them into September? Sorochinski with an almighty start. That was as quick as Tom Miller's opening quarter goal. And here go the Dogs again. Mathie looking for Jorgensen. Reynolds just overran the football. Gardner applies a chase. Good smother, I should say, from Greenhill as the Dogs go inside 50 through Yelland. And now Yelland will line up from 45 metres out on a slight angle.
Can't believe it. 2 centre clearances, 2 inside 50s and 2 marks inside 50 Wodonga. And North Albury haven't touched the footy in this fourth term. So this is exactly the start that Wodonga wanted.
So Jack Yelland, who's been a midfield bull in the last couple of weeks.
That's his nickname, the Bull.
The Bull, like David Warner. That was his nickname, Dan.
Thank you, Panda.
So Jack Yelland will line up. He'll kick every bit of 49 metres. He's not going to get the journey. Never really looked confident. Falls to the top of the goal square. Jorgensen, quick kick out of the pack. Jack King on the last line of defence.
Goalkeeper.
Mark Schwarzer style.
Schwartz.
Keeps it out.
Matty Ryan, thank you.
Yes, finds George Goody with a high up and under looking for Gardner up against Will Bradshaw. The Dogs with the numbers. Trying to fend off was Yelland. Good tackle by Caden Winter as Gardner is manhandled over the boundary line like a big rugby scrum from Tommy Johnson. This game has some real feeling.
And that's one of the last people you want to get tackled by is big Tommy Johnson.
Yeah, he's a big Mack truck. And we've got a boundary throw in, centre wing. The Dogs lead by 5 points, 46-41. We've played almost 2 minutes for NZ in this fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds. As Julian Hayes tries to take a mark in front of Mathy. The physicality has seriously stepped up in this game. Big crunching tackle there from Hayes. Goody went by hand and found King. On to Penny. Been a bit quiet in the second half. Reynolds fakes a hand pass, and here come the Hoppers across half-back. Weaven tries to fend off, not able to. Reynolds goes out wide with a nice kick, finds Wiedemann. And Wiedemann at half-back goes in the middle of the ground. This is Broomhead now. A bit of territory here for the North Albury Hoppers. Broomhead finds his right foot, kicks to half forward. Out the back, Taylor. Here's a chance for Webb if the ball will sit. It won't. Morrison there working hard. Dennis, left foot snap to the top of the goal square. Minogue not able to mark. Talent at ground level. Left foot snap from Keithy Talent. Minor score. Through for a minor score. 5 goals, 12. North Albury 42. Trailing the Dogs 7-4-46. 2.5 minutes played for NZ in this fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, and around the grounds, it is 4 points difference at the Albury Sports Ground. Albury Tigers 13-6-84 plays Murderford 14-4-88, Panda.
As the Dogs bring out of defence. Sitting in the hole there was Campbell, not able to mark. Here's Goody, wheeling around on the right foot, sending the Hoppers back inside 50. Minogue with a wonderful elite body and paint mark of the day. And he will go back for goal number 1. It's his first goal of the day, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, he hasn't had his kicking boots on today, but what a fantastic mark that was by North Albury. And they just went quick, and Minogue was able to get on the end of it, and no one-on-one contest could help it there. That's why he's winning the Doug Strang, Panda.
An elite body and paint mark of the day from Joshy Minogue. This is such a massive kick for Josh and for the North Albury Hoppers. And what beckons in their 2024 season. It's been held pretty well all day. Josh comes in and he pushes it. No, he snuck it home just. Made the umpire work. He fooled me. And now the Hoppers are back in front by 2 points. 48 plays 46. Border carpet scoreboard.
Yeah, both teams want it so bad, and it's such an even contest at the moment. You can't separate both. What a fantastic kick by Minogue. He's been great all year, and he's coming to the forefront in this last quarter. And around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World, Murderford are not going away at the Albury Sports Ground. It is 15-5-95. Murderford plays Albury 13-6-84. So that is one to watch as we quickly go through the other games. Wodonga Raiders 10 plays Wangaratta 146.
Don't worry about that one next time, Dan.
75-37, and then the top of the table clash 48 Wangaratta Rovers to Yarra 56.
You just give us the Albury Myrtleford score and maybe the Yarrawonga Rovers score moving forward, hey? We've got a centre square infringement here. I think it's going to be a free kick to Wodonga. It is.
Will be.
And Tommy Johnson is going to be the recipient.
Been really good today, Johnson.
He has indeed. He's going to load up on that lovely left foot inside forward 50. Morrison's gone forward as well. Watch that one. Wilson tries to get around a Broomhead tackle. Not able to. Grubbles it inside 50. Wonderful pick up from Mayfi. An even better hand pass and snap on goal as a point. It's a minor score. In fact, I reckon it's brought back to Jack Mayfi for a push in the back.
It's brought back, but it definitely should have been advantage, I feel, Panda. I'm not sure unless something happened after the play. But Jack Mayfi will go back and have a set shot 35 out, pretty much directly in front.
Massive moment in this game. So Jack Mayfi will line up to give the Dogs the lead. He kicked 2 really important goals a couple of weeks ago at the sports ground against Albury. He comes in here, young Jack Mayfi, makes no mistake. And the Dogs are back in front here at Button Park. Goal for goal in the last term. And the Dogs are back in front by 4 points, Dan Vaccaro.
They are, and they're just trading blows here. It's two boxers just going at it. It is so even at the moment, and what a finish there by Jack Mathy to get the free kick and then go back and slot it. He's been a beautiful kick, and he's played a really good role since he's come into the team about halfway through the year, young Jack Mathy. If he follows in his brother's footsteps, Wodonga will be in pretty good hands, but Wodonga just not going down. 48 plays 52 in favour of the Dogs at the moment.
That's on our Border Carpet scoreboard. Fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds. Now, will North Albury throw the next jab? Let's see, shall we? As Driscoll goes inside 50, Mathy again. Young Jack Mathy has taken a mark, and he will line up for 2 goals inside 20 seconds on a slight angular kick from 50.
He will, and it's the clearance work that's killing North Albury at the moment. That's 4 centre clearances for the quarter. And Driscoll there, who's played a really good game, has just gotten it forward with pace, and no defence in the league can defend that.
So Jack Mathy, who's having some second half of the year, the youngster, made his debut earlier in the year, tries to go for distance, does not get the accuracy. Morrison flies high out the back, not able to mark. And Wiedemann just jams it on the boot, way out of defence. It's an old-fashioned foot race there. Polkinghorn and Mimo. Driscoll, they link up by hand beautifully, the Dogs. Mimo goes short. Well done, Tim Broomhead. Getting back in the hole and taking an intercept mark here for the Hoppers. And he goes out wide on centre wing, looking for Minogue. It's a wonderful kick. Minogue just dropped what he should have juggled at the last minute. You can hear the groans from the crowd. Tries to get around Connor Brodie. Brought to ground in an aggressive sling tackle. And Josh Minogue is lucky. He is going to win a free kick 55 metres out for the Hoppers. Lowers the eyes and finds Campbell. Isaac Campbell tied up against the boundary, 40 out, with a chance to give North Albury the lead.
Yeah, really tight angle there, but good work. Connor Brodie just did a little bit too much in that tackle, and North Albury able to go inside 50. Really precise as well, and a good mark, but very, very tight angle.
So Isaac Campbell, wrong side for a left footer. Pretty much in front of the scoreboard to give North Albury back the lead. It's an ordinary old mongrel-looking kick, and it's out of bounds on the full. Never gave it a chance, did Isaac Campbell. No score. No. 48 plays 52. Dogs lead. 8 minutes played for NZ Albury in this fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, the old helicopter style there of a set shot, but Matt Wilson will take it back in for Wodonga, and both teams are just trading blows at the moment. There's nothing separating both of them.
Big crowd here at Button Park, living up to the game and the expectation, and it has delivered in spades as Matty Wilson goes long out of defence. Big pack of players. We're going to have a ball up just edge of the square, 4 to centre for North Albury.
Getting very tense around the ground here. There's just almost that little bit of silence, which is speaking volumes at the moment. Very, very tense.
And we'll keep checking the score over at the Albury Sports Ground for you as well. Find out what's happening with the Tigers and the Saints. There's Wiedemann. He's over this footy. So's Gardner. Dogs want ball. Another ball up. And around the club rooms, Dan Vaccaro. Mr. Stowe's Pool World.
Mr. Stowe's Pool World, Albury, 13-6-84, plays Myrtleford 15-5-95.
So Myrtleford with a lead over the Albury Tigers. Early stages of the fourth term there as the Dogs kick down the wing. Soroczynski, who's been moved forward, looks really dangerous. A free kick here to North Albury against Jorgensen for a hold. It's going to go the way of Jack Reynolds. He goes short to Penny, who's got crunch in the back. Well done by Wortman, who read that kick in the middle of the ground. And here come the Dogs. A big turnover. Mathy kicks to his brother Jack, who just overran the footy. Hayes with a bit of work to do. Bradshaw does well. Bradshaw gets in the back of Hayes. Umpire says, give it to me. Ball up. Desperation personified. Centre wing, ball up. Dan Vaccaro, 40 wing.
As tough as you like it, this game of footy at the moment. That was great work by Dan Wortman. You could have probably given the free kick, but his commitment to the contest was unbelievable.
So a ball up as Wilson streams away. Beautiful hand pass to Bradshaw. That's Will. Inside forward 50. Where's Soroczynski? Where's Miller? Ramage does well. Cool head in defence. Goes by hand to King. He goes short to his captain, George Goody. Still in defence for the North Albury Hoppers. Goes short. Finds Jackson Wiedemann at half back. 52 plays 48 at the 10th minute mark for NZ. The Dogs lead here on O&M Live.
Got to block the corridor here, Wodonga.
2 goals to 1 in this fourth quarter as King plays on. Goes to Jackson Wiedemann. Kicks the ball to half forward. Minogue just overran the footy. It gets out the back. Andrews just punts it off the ground. He's going to find the boundary here. And he's been called deliberate. Extraordinary call. You never see it paid in the Ovens and Murray. And it's a free kick to North Albury. Just outside 50. They go short. Dennis marks in front of the scoreboard. And Nathan Dennis will go back for his first major of the day and to give North Albury back the lead.
Yeah, Dennis will have that set shot 40 metres out on the boundary. So it's a huge kick for North Albury, and Liam Andrews just unlucky to get called. It was deliberate, but they don't pay it in the O&M.
Don't pay it, Dan.
It's an extraordinary call in the context of this game, but Nathan Dennis
shouldn't have paid it. Nathan Dennis has had a quiet day. Comes in, shot on the way, he's pretty good. Really good, Nathan Dennis. 33 goals for the year, and maybe the most important there for North Albury. And they regain the lead in a seesawing O&M Live Round 18 contest.
Yeah, it's a huge game, this, and that was a great finish there by Nathan Dennis. And as we've said, that is trading blows both teams at the moment. I feel like Wodonga have probably been better in this quarter, 7 inside 50s to North Albury's 4. So they've gotten a little bit more of the territory, and their clearance work has been good. But North Albury are just responding with everything Wodonga's throwing at them at the moment. So it is an unbelievable contest. And around the grounds of Mr. Stokespool, it's still 9 points the difference at the Albury Sports Ground. So very, very tight.
As I take a drink of the Powerade, Dan, and gear up for the last 15 or so minutes here on O&M Live. We've played 12 minutes in this fourth term for NZ. As Archer Gardner out of the middle. Goes back to Ramage, but his kick was smothered. Good defence by the Dogs, but it falls away in North Albury. Polkinghorn with run and gun. Good kick back in towards the 45. Well done, Charlie Morrison. Here's a chance for George Goody, who streams to the paint of 50. Kicks up towards Minogue. Playing in front there was Venturoni. Picked up by Dennis. He's tackled straight away by Yelland. And we're going to have a ball up in attack for the North Albury Hoppers.
His work rate, Jack Yelland, has been elite all day. He's such an important player for them when he's fit, and that is no mistake there. He's been great in the contest.
North Albury haven't played finals since 2015. You can see how much it means to their 22 out there today. The Dogs got a taste of it last year as Penny swoops on, and Penny's left foot snap is across the face. Minor score. Would have gave North Albury a little bit of breathing room. 7-13-55. Leading the Wodonga Bulldogs 8-4-52 at the 13th minute mark of the fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, that's a big miss in the context of the game. Would have just given them that breathing space, and Wodonga would have had to throw a little bit more caution to the wind, but it is still 1 goal of difference here at Bunton Park.
Dan Wortman with the kick-in duties for the Dogs. Goes long, out of defence. Morrison not able to mark. Gill brought down on a good tackle by the Hoppers, holding the ball. Big tackle by Cooper McIntosh. And he wins the free kick on the far side of the ground. He's going to load up again for the Hoppers. Pulls the kick smartly, finds Penny. He's got the distance from there, Penny. He's played on though, and his kick has been smothered by Jorgensen. A grubber's inside 50. Minogue with the big jukes takes possession. Tackled straight away by the Dogs. And we're going to ball up 40 metres out from the Hoppers' goal again.
Yeah, Tommy Johnson there with the tackle. He's been a competitor all day today, and there's going to be another stoppage in the 50.
So another ball up here. Dennis roves the ruck tap, does a 360, holding the ball. Yep, correct call. Great tackle by the Dogs. I reckon it's Charlie Morrison, the skipper. It certainly is. His kick, though, not great. Just went past Mimo, and here's a chance for Wiedemann and the Hoppers. Broomhead tries to spin out of a tackle. Tried to find Winter. King goes in, gets a free kick for a high against Charlie Morrison. He played that well, Jack King. Made sure the umpire saw it, and he wins a free kick just outside attacking 50. Kicks in towards Josh Minogue. Not a great kick in front of Josh, but he won't mind. Boundary line wins out. Throw in 50 around from North Albury's goal.
Yeah, what a contest this is. It's such an intriguing watch, and both teams are just, I think the skill set's sort of suffering a little bit, Panda, because both teams are just throwing everything at it, and it's an unbelievable watch, and it's finals footy-esque a week before finals.
55 plays 52. North Albury with a 3-point margin at the 14th minute mark of this fourth term. Yelland off a step. Kick's being marked here by Jack King for North Albury. Has been called to play on just outside attack. He's going to load up and send a high one. Down there in the hole, Taylor! He was the meat in the sandwich. He had no right to mark it. And Leighton Taylor between two Dogs will line up to give North Albury a 9-point lead.
Yeah, and just what happened there was Charlie Morrison, uncharacteristically, he just didn't read the flight of the ball better than the North Albury player, and he just came in and he was sandwiched, but he had the sit, and that's why he marked it. So, out of character a little bit by Charlie Morrison.
So Leighton Taylor, who's had one shot on goal today for one miss, the most important kick of his short North Albury career, to give the Hoppers a 9-point lead. He'll kick from reasonably directly in front. Comes in, makes no mistake. The Hoppers with a mini break. Their biggest lead of the game. 61 plays 52 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. A big roar from the Canberra, and the Hoppers get a mini break.
Yeah, they do get a mini break, and it's around the grounds for McRae Motors again. Where Albury Sports Ground, Albury 13-6-84 plays Murderford 16-5-101. So they are keeping them out of the finals as we speak, Blake.
That is
huge.
Extraordinary. So what's the margin again, Dan, at the Albury Sports Ground?
So 84-101.
So it's a 17-point margin to Myrtleford.
Yep.
So at this current point in time,
Dogs
North Albury and the Dogs will meet again next week. At this point in time, there's still a twist and turn here at Button Park and maybe at the Albury Sports Ground. Stay with us on O&M Live as Broomhead's wrapped up in a tackle by Gill, holding the ball, and a free kick to Wodonga Bulldogs.
Yeah, it hasn't been his day, Riley Gill, compared to last week. Chocolates to boil lollies, but that's a fantastic moment there.
Gill loads up, looking towards Miller, gets out the back. Where's Cassidy? Spinning out of Traffel and kicking a wonderful goal. Oh, Jet Cassidy with class. And the Dogs bite back. Margin back to 3. He's got tricks up his sleeve, Jet Cassidy. That's his third goal.
Yeah, he's a fantastic footballer, Jet Cassidy, and he's one of the most loved players at that football club, and that was no exception. That was a fantastic turn and a huge goal for Wodonga's finals hopes, that one. 17 minutes gone in the last quarter. 8-13-61 North Albury plays Wodonga Bulldogs 9-4-58, and at the Albury Sports Ground, if you're listening, it is Albury Tigers 13-6-84 plays Myrtleford 16-5-101.
So a massive moment for the Dogs and Jet Cassidy, just to bring the margin back to a one-kick game. 61-58. As Wiedemann's brought down an attacker, we'll have another stoppage. Another restart right in the centre circle. Been good in the ruck today, Jackson Wiedemann. How have you seen that battle for the Newmarket, Dan?
He's been good today, but I feel like the Wodonga ruckmen have been good as well, so it's been a super even contest.
Dennis looking for Goody. He's intercepted by Wilson. Flynn Gardner in a bit of trouble. Had an arm free there, and we have another ball up.
I'll tell you what is fact. Both teams have left absolutely nothing out there today, Panda. It has been an arm wrestle of all arm wrestles.
It's been a battle between two really good sides who want to feature in September. No question about both teams' commitment. North Albury trying to break a 9-year finals drought. Haven't played finals since 2015. They've been in the 5 every single round this year. They don't want to slip out today.
And Albury Tigers haven't missed finals since 2007, Panda. And they're staring down that barrel at the moment at the Albury Sports Ground against Myrtleford.
Another ball up. So North Albury won't mind some repeat stoppages here. Take a little bit of time off the clock. We've played 18.5 minutes for NZ Albury in this 4th term. All thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. We'll find out what's happening out in the TDFL qualifying final out there as well. We'll get Lukey Chilcott to put through some scores to us from Wangaratta and Indigo Computers. Floated towards the middle of the ground here by North Albury. It's been intercepted by Dan Wortman. Kick towards Matey. That's a really good mark. In fact, it's Will Bradshaw in front of Julian Hayes on centre wing. Got a few options presenting for him. Bit of a floating kick towards Winter Irving. Good body work there by Weaven. Takes an important defensive mark for the Hoppers. 61 plays 58. 19 minutes played for NZ. Weaven kicks to a pack of players. Smith missed his intended target by hand, which was Penny. Dennis dropped the footy. And we're going to have another stoppage right on centre wing. Dan Vaccaro, Newmarket Hotel.
And it's getting as close as you want. The tackling pressure's huge. You can hear it from the boundary line. 8 inside 50s for North, 8 inside 50s for Wodonga. It is as even as you like in this last quarter. Arm wrestle.
So a ball up. Gardner wanted a free kick for a high. Umpire Brenton Lewin was caught behind and says, give it to me, boys. Settle down there on the bench.
Been one of their best today, young Gardner.
Another ball up. More stoppages. As Josh Matthew's clearing kick was smothered. Wilson on his wrong side. Left foot kick. Floats it to half forward. Contest there between Winter Irving and Weaven. Well done there by Jorgensen. Hand pass it to Bradshaw. On to Jack Mathy, who fires on goal. Jack Mathy, diving down low and trying to take a mark was Soroczynski. He juggled a chest mark on the last line and it's through for a minor score. 1 point to the Dogs. 9-6. 59 to North Albury, 8-13-61. It's a 2-point margin here on O&M Live.
Yeah, that was hardy mouth stuff there. It was almost a slips catch by Soroczynski, but it's just getting closer and closer. 59 plays 61, Panda.
9-5, I should say, 59 to 8-13-61. As the Hoppers go long out of defence. Weaving on centre wing. And Wilson, and they just say, come and ball it up, please, umpire. Jace Rain will do that. Right on centre wing, 21 minutes played for NZ. Finals hopes hanging in the balance for the Hoppers and the Dogs. Goody, good hand pass towards Winter. Wants a free kick for in the back. Umpire says no. Mathy did well just to push off Gardner. Goody found a hand pass towards Winter. Pressure everywhere around this ball. And it falls the way of the Dogs and Will Bradshaw onto Mathy. Goody brings down Mathy and a big crunching tackle. No free kick. Falls the way of Winter. Kicks to half forward. Taylor takes a nice mark in front of Venturoni. How important will that tackle be from George Goody on Josh Mathy? So Leighton Taylor gives the ball off to his coach, Tim Broomhead. Bullet of a kick towards Dennis. It was that hard, it bounced off his chest. Webb's down there. Boundary throw in. 30 metres around from the Hoppers' goal. 61 plays 59. North Albury lead, 22 played for NZ.
Oh, it is super tense here at Button Park, and what a tackle by George Goody on Josh Mathy. Season defining. The sportsmanship from both players too. George Goody helping him up. Two balls going head to head.
Boundary throw in. Minogue doing the ruck work. Josh Mathy with a nice relieving hand pass to Bradshaw. Tried to kick it out of defence. Goody was first there. Hand passes to Winter. On to Archer Gardner. He loads up from 20. Archer Gardner didn't have the distance. Morrison in the goal square takes a wonderful mark for the Dogs. They got to go quick. Beautiful kick finds Mimo. In defence, he played on and he ran between two North Albury players and it might work out. Soroczynski had a little fumble in the middle of the ground. Can hand pass forward, he does. Miller slipped over and Reynolds intercepts for the Hoppers. Kicks it towards the middle of the ground. 50-50 ball. Falls away again of Reynolds, who followed up his work. On to Broomhead. Goes short to Webb. Not able to mark, just over his head. Isaac O'Neill now for the Dogs. Edges it up towards half forward. And Tommy Johnson is met over the boundary line. Doesn't worry Tommy. Boundary throw in. 65 around from the Dogs' goal.
Oh, what a contest. 9 inside 50s apiece. Both teams going head to head. It is the ultimate arm wrestle at the moment. Bit of pushing and shoving in the midfield. Last 5 minutes, this is great footy, Panda.
8-13-61 North Albury. The Dogs 9-5-59, 23 minutes played for NZ. Final stages of this round 18 classic. Ball on centre wing. Mimo's there. Tried to get a free for in the back. Talent was careful. Yelland trying to fight through a tackle. Ball up. Just forward to the centre for the Dogs.
Mimo did really well there because they were out North Albury through the centre of the ground. So great corralling by Mimo.
Players cramping, players buggered. Matty Wilson giving away a free kick to Wiedemann in the ruck. And a big call and a big free kick to North Albury and Jackson Wiedemann as James Webb hobbles off the boundary line and gives a well-deserved rest. Wiedemann kicks towards half forward. Minogue not able to mark. Had it pretty long. Umpire called play on. Here's the Dogs. Brody has to find a hand pass through Mimo. Great tackle by Archer Gardner again. Desperation and a ball up. Forward to centre. 60 out from the Hoppers' goal. 61 plays 59. The Hoppers up by 2 points. 24 minutes played for NZ. Yelland out of the clearance. Ramage and Broomhead there. Broomhead the first back. Just a little fumble allows Miller and then he grabbed him high. So a free kick to the Dogs and Tom Miller. And Broomhead can't give away a 50 here.
Their last chance here almost.
So Miller wheels around on the right foot, sends it inside 50. Cassidy from behind. Gills down there working hard. Wants a free kick. Desperation by all sides. Here's a chance for Reynolds. Has to be calm in defence. Clears it as long as he can. It's a one-on-one out there. Taylor and Andrews. Gets past both of them. Taylor applies a big tackle on Liam Andrews. They pile on, and we have a ball up on centre wing. Hoppers 61, Dogs 59. 2-point lead to the Hoppers, 25 minutes played fourth term.
Yeah, it's huge. It's so even. It's 9 inside 50s each. Both teams are trying absolutely everything at this contest.
We'll go around the grounds as soon as we can as well and find out what's happening between Albury and Myrtleford as Broomhead kicks the ball towards half forward. Polkinghorn's there. Morrison came through like a steam train. Goody Edges it towards the attacking 50 for the Hoppers. First one's going to be there as Polkinghorne overran the football, then got bumped off by Venturoni and won a free kick. Polkinghorne won a free kick for the Hoppers as we go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Albury are done. Albury are going to miss finals. Myrtleford are in front by 4 goals. And the Tigers look like they might miss out on September.
First time since 2007, and if Wodonga do go down here today, they will still see September action.
So with this margin, there we go, the siren sounds, and the Hoppers are going to play finals for the first time since 2015. 9 long years at Button Park ends, and the Hoppers are going to play September in season 2024. The Dogs think they're done, but the Myrtleford Alpine Saints lead Albury by 4 goals. Myrtleford are beating Albury by 4 goals as we speak, so the Dogs could still feature in September. So the Dogs on the ground. Elevation here for the North Albury Hoppers. We're going to go down on the boundary with Dan Vaccaro for our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. We got you down there, Dan?
You do, mate. Yeah, it's a very happy boundary line here for the North Albury supporters.
It certainly is. So Dan's going to find our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. He's going to take a photo for our socials.
Phone.
He needs his phone. He needs his phone.
Rookie mistake.
Does our man Dan. He'll catch that one. We hope you've enjoyed the action on 2AY's O&M Live and O&M Snap Print Solutions TV. The Hoppers, 3-point winners. They came back from 25 points at one stage. They didn't kick a goal to the second quarter. And they're going to feature in September for the first time in 9 years. They're going to play an elimination final. They could play against the Dogs next week again. What a game that would be after what we just saw today. So Dan Vaccaro will follow him out there. We'll follow him into the room as well. North Albury will sing this one nice and loud. He's finding our Anytime Fitness Platter. I reckon he's going to go straight towards Archer Gardner, I reckon. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, you're a smart man, Panda.
I'm not just a pretty face, Dan. So he's walking towards Archer Gardner, who was fantastic for the North Albury Hoppers today. So just repeating the scores around the grounds for you right now for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Myrtleford are beating Albury by 18 points. 17-6, 108 to Albury, 14-6, 90. There we go. We've got Dan Vaccaro, who's boundary side with our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, Archer Gardner.
Yeah, I do. I got Archer down here. We had his brother up in the box pre-game, so it's been a day for the Gardeners. But, mate, what an unbelievable win. It was an arm wrestle all day. It was a good opponent in Wodonga, but you guys just held on. How good is that?
Yeah, it's unreal. It's lost for words, really. Like, it's an amazing moment for the club, just with the premiership reunion and making finals for the first time in just under 10 years. So yeah, it's super special for us, and credit to all the boys. Yeah,
and you've had sort of a slowish start today, but I felt like he's worked your way into the game, and when the game was there to be run, your run at that contest was so important, and you were just able to hold on. It probably was a day of a bit of adversity. I know Minogue didn't have a great game, but your fight and will, especially in that last quarter, you must just be so proud.
Yeah, like, it's massive credit to the boys, as I just said. It's like, it's unbelievable. Yeah, just really lost for words, to be honest. And I don't know, it's just credit to the boys. Like you said, had a slow start, and we fought back and really worked for each other, so it's awesome.
Good stuff, mate. Go and enjoy it.
So there we go, boundary side with our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, Archer Gardner. He was outstanding in North Albury's big win. I reckon he's getting a fair bit of stick from the boys as he holds the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day sign up. And North Albury, as Archie just said then, break a 9-year drought to play in September for the first time since 2015. You can see what it means to everyone here at Hopperland and the club. They've done it pretty bloody tough in the last few years.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of motion down here, boys. So they're very, very happy with the result. It was such a hard-fought win. I don't know if Wodonga have found out the news yet, because there was a couple of really disappointing guys, but they are going to play September football now. So it is a positive for Wodonga, but what a day for North Albury.
I reckon it'll be North Albury versus Wodonga at the Albury Sports Ground in elimination final next week, Dan. I reckon you'll find. If something miraculous does not happen.
Do you have a score update down there, Panda?
We do. Myrtleford 17-6, 108 over North Albury 14-6, 90
wow.
at the 18th minute mark of the last quarter.
Tense.
So there's still 10 or so minutes to play there. I reckon they might all have a phone here watching the finish of the Albury Tigers Myrtleford game. You know what? We might, after this song, we might throw to that game.
He was really good.
We might throw to that game. So back in the studio, Amos Ashley, if you want to get the YouTube up and get the other stream up, we might just listen to the last few moments of that Albury versus Myrtleford game after we hear the song at Button Park. Are through to September action for the first time since 2015. We're going to take you live now to the Albury Sports Ground where Albury are playing Myrtleford. We'll take you to the last 10 minutes.
Really got some reward for effort finally there, guys. That's the 11th inside 50.
All right, you're off.
Can you just keep giving me programming, mate, please?
4 for the quarter.
Wow, and they've only kicked the 2 goals, Albury, so they need to get some ascendancy as Capillari kicks it around the body, looking for that man Maraka. Maraka goes inboard and finds Fraser-Dale. Fraser-Dale just keeps rolling, and why not? He's got a paddock of space. Goes sideways, looking for East, but it's not a good kick. Gainer's there, he's going to get pinged. He is, holding the footy. Fraser-Dale takes the advantage straight away and misses. It could be a handy point, boys. Through for a minor score. Makes it a 13-point game. 17-7, 109, 15-6. 96, the ball's in the middle. Kelly gets a handball. No, just ends up falling in the lap of Del Bosco. And we're going to have a ball up in the centre square. 3 goals. That's all the Tigers need to keep their season going. The Saints are trying to finish their season on a high. As Isaac's going to get the free kick here. Mullo in the ruck infringement. As the umpire just needs to be quicker to pay those kicks, I reckon, instead of telling them what's going on. Muller goes short. Oh no, poor kick. Coming off the bench was McPherson. McPherson's going to go short to Colangero. They've got the overlap. They've got Munro. Heap of space. He should play on. He's got Muller coming at him, so he just goes short straight away and finds Maraka of the sliding mark inside 50. And I reckon Joshy will take all the time in the world here and try and kill this game with a goal. As he goes short, and it's a nice kick, finds Crisp on the lead. Smart play, Joshy Maraka. He's found Crisp in a better position. He's probably 25 out, but a bit of a tight angle.
Charlie, take your time.
As Charlie Crisp. Umpire's just trying to, I don't know, he's blowing the whistles a lot, telling Ben he has to move a little bit on the mark. And now he sets the mark. Charlie Crisp. They've wasted a good 20 seconds here. Crisp on the runway. Set sail. What does this do? He doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind it at all. Charlie Crisp. That's his second of the day. And that's the one that puts a nail in the coffin of the Albury Tigers season.
Classy finish in front of the scoreboard there, tucked up hard in the pocket from Crisp. He certainly took his time, sucked a bit of more time out of the game, and has likely kicked the sealer there for the Saints.
I think he has, boys. I think that might be just about enough. It's just getting a little bit too big a mountain to climb. 19 points. Crisp, what a finish from the pocket in front of the scoreboard. I tell you what, I love seeing that. This ball's back in the middle. There's the message from, here they go, Tiziani out in the middle, just kicks it as hard and as long as he can. That man carries in the right spot, out the back. It's going to be Conlon, couldn't pick it up cleanly. Coming through is Jacobs. Well done, Forrest, just gets it on the boot and he's going to find a target in East. Fortuitously found East, and East can roll on straight away. He's got Ferguson in the centre square. Umpire blew the whistle and said that's a mark. He's got Riccardi wide in a heap of space. He's found him now. And now Riccardi's gone. Let's settle down, boys. Let's try and chip it around a bit. And he'll go short to Fraser-Dale. He's just come off the bench and he goes backwards straight away and finds East. 23 minutes gone on the Macca's time clock. 19-point ball game work, Locker Wangaratta. This last quarter's been a ripper thanks to Cavalier Homes. And the Saints are sucking the life out of this game as Brodie Riccardi has it in front of the Myrtleford bench, getting plenty of instructions. He's going to go long down the line. Goes the half forward. Muller and Cossa. Muller to come through, puts a boot on it. Carroll's there again. Gets a handball to McGrath. McGrath, they need to take it on through the middle, and he knows it, and he tries to get back in there. The kick gets out the back. Del Bosco fighting for his life, goes and gets it. Just taps it along. East is in there as well. So's Riccardi. The Saints know how big this win will be for them. They've been big today. And the Tigers have just ran out of legs in this last quarter. 24 gone on the Macca's time clock. Tiziani on the boot from the clearance again. Inside 50. Heiner Hennessy just pushed his man out of the way. King, Kelly, handball out in front of O'Hara. Can he pick it up? It is through that. Umpire says play on. Jackson Kelly kicks a steal line goal today. Bit of a rugby pass there from Braden O'Hara, but it doesn't matter how the umpires don't see it. Through for a major, brings it back to a 13-point ball game on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard, which reads 18-7, 115 to 16-6, 102.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.